Good afternoon from Bowling Green, Kentucky, and welcome to the bottom of the hill on the campus of Western Kentucky University. Nick Dennis Field, the site of this Conference USA baseball matchup on ESPN+, where today the WKU Hilltoppers welcome the FIU Panthers for Game 2 of this conference opening series. I'm Tyler Eaton, joined in the ballpark by Mike Reynolds. Mike, this was a series last year down in Miami. The Panthers take it via sweep. The Hilltoppers came out, put up a season-high 15 runs the first go-around last night, and took it in just 7 innings.
It was a blowout, and Tyler, you're exactly right. Last year, the 3-game series in Miami, the Tops were in the top 25 when we went in, and they swept us. But we got off to a great start with the conference opener last night, 15-4 in 7 innings.
WKU explosive with the bats. Kyle Hayes was the star, 5 RBI, a new season high for him. Had one of the 4 home runs for WKU, Mike, a team that came in tied for last in the conference in homers, all of a sudden erupted for 4 in just 7 innings.
Well, the wind was blowing out for sure, and the second thing is the new field house next door here blocks and helps the balls go out quicker, so that's how it works.
Hilltoppers took advantage to pick up win number 10 on the season. The Panthers coming in at 7-12 overall on the season. Luca Reyes had the bomb for the Panthers in that one. It's an explosive lineup, but a bit wild at times. They're going to need to lock in for this one today.
That's right. We've got the number 2 starters from both squads pitching today. Aaron Robertson for the Tops. He's ready to go.
WKU looking to repeat what happened in that ball game last night. As you mentioned, Robertson will get the start for the Hilltoppers. He has been sterling so far this season, a sub-1 ERA in 3 starts for WKU, yet to walk a batter so far this year. It's WKU and FIU Game 2 coming your way on ESPN Plus right after this. Got a sterling start in the opening game of this series from Gavin Perry, and today they turn it over to Aaron Robertson, who, Mike, has been off to a sterling start to this season.
He really has. Aaron is a left-handed pitcher. He's 6'2", 200 pounds. He's a graduate student from Everett, Washington, and transferred in from Southeastern University, where he was All-American. So Aaron Robertson on the mound for the Tops today.
WKU 2-1 in his 3 starts, an official record of 1-0 as he fires in the first pitch to Cooper Rasmussen. In the 1 hole today for FIU, Ildefonso and Fisher to follow to get this thing started. 1-0 fired in, and we have a called strike 1.
Rasmussen up to bat is the first baseman. He's a junior, left-handed batter, coming in at .333 for his average so far in the season.
Went 2 for 4 yesterday. Scored 1 of the 4 runs for an FIU team, putting up around 6.5 per game on the season. The problem, giving up nearly 9. That's the top mark in Conference USA. Giving up both the most earned and unearned runs in the league so far this year. 2-1 tipped back, and we're evened up at 2 apiece.
So Rich Witten, the manager for the Panthers, they're off to a little slow start in the season, but they're trying to win a game here and take the series tomorrow, and we'll see what happens over the next 2 days.
2-2 fouled off down the left side, and the at-bat will continue for Rasmussen. As you mentioned, .333 hitter. It's the top mark in terms of average in this lineup. Has only struck out 6 times this year in 39 at-bats. 2-2 fired in again. That one chopped, and it's going to go over the head of the pitcher. Late throw charging in from second. Not there, and reaching on the infield single hit into the perfect spot is Rasmussen. Looked like for a moment Mike Robertson might have a chance to make that play, but couldn't quite knock it down.
On this turf field, that was a chopper, and it went over his head, and the second baseman, Holler, fielded it and threw to first, but just missed getting Rasmussen.
So right fielder Andrew Ildefonso stands in with 1 on, nobody out, as the Panthers look to get this thing off to a hot start, coming off that 15-4 loss in 7 innings yesterday. Ildefonso, a .289 hitter on the season, went 1 for 4 in that loss. One of several on this roster from the Miami area. 1-0 doesn't get the call. The strike zone was pretty tight yesterday. We'll see if that holds in this one. WKU was able to take far more advantage at the plate. They drew 8 walks, gave up just 2 from the combination of Perry and Ubalor. As this one is smashed down the right field line, it's going to stay down all the way back to the corner. Runner is going to have a chance to score. Being waved home is Rasmussen. He's going to score on the triple off the bat of Ildefonso. And how about that start for the Panthers, who lead it 1-0, 2 batters in.
Ildefonso smoked that ball down the right field line, and it had triple written all over it. And you're right, Tyler. That easily scored Cooper Rasmussen from first base on the triple.
His first triple of the season, like you said, triple written all over it, had a run written all over it. As now you've got a runner at third, still nobody out for Samuel Fisher, who has been on a cold spell, 0 for 14 over the last 4 games among qualifying hitters. He's their leader in the Conference USA ranks at .317.
He comes in today with 3 home runs and 10 batted in on the season.
Has mostly served in terms of getting on for the guys behind him. Leads the team and is 5th in the conference with 22 runs scored. Here going to have a chance to bring one home with the chopper to third. Will be thrown out, but the run scores. Job done that time for Fisher, and the Panthers lead it 2-0 on the RBI groundout.
Fisher retired third to first, but gets the RBI, and the Panthers are up 2-0 with only 1 down, top of the first.
Was fielded cleanly by Costa at third for WKU, as Aiden Kohal, the league leader in doubles with 10, added 1 to his total last night. He's got 4 over the last 3 games. Looks off the first pitch for ball 1. Robertson came into this game with a sub-2 ERA and 16 innings pitched. And just giving up a couple, and now a couple on the board with just 1 away for FIU already.
Couple of earned runs early given up by Robertson.
So 3 runs and 16 innings coming in. And already 2 on the board for the Panthers, as that one runs the count to 2-1. Kohal, such a fascinating player. I mentioned this yesterday. He's got 18 hits on the season, 10 of them doubles, and no other extra base hits. He's just a double machine. He swung for another double that time, but finds himself down 2-2.
Kohal is a 6'1", 200-pound junior out of the Bronx, New York.
2-2 fired, and this one grounded to the right side, fielded cleanly. Throw to first is perfect from Austin Haller. And with nobody on, WKU runs it to 2 outs. As Kohal knew he didn't clip that one quite hard enough. Routine play for Haller to bring up Mario Trivella. .279 average, team leader in home runs with 6. That's top 10 in Conference USA. Has had multiple hits in 3 straight games, including last night. And that time sent the bat flying. Fortunately, about 15 feet off of the WKU dugout.
Trivella. There it goes, out of Caracas, Venezuela. Sarasota
he tried to throw that
High
bat back home, it looked like.
Hey, he got a good start on it. Oh.
All trying to get a better grip before pitch number 2. As Robertson tries to bring the threat to an end after back-to-back hits to start this game. And the Panthers had put up 2 runs in 3 batters. Now 1 up high and gets a chase for strike 2.
Robertson, after a shaky start, starting to settle down here with 2 outs. 0-2 count.
See if he can finish the job. That one just tipped back. Robertson, as expected, pounding the strike zone, has yet to walk a batter so far this season. How about that for a strikeout to walk ratio, 14-0 coming into today. And could use a K here to get out of this inning. Lets that pitch clock wind down, fires the 0-2, and this one is floated into center field. Back under it is Coley, and the side is retired. But not before the Panthers strike with 2 in the top of the first, coming off an 11-run loss last night. What better way to start it than a couple right off the bat? Panthers lead at 2-0. Hilltoppers up to bat for the first time after this. FIU lineup racked up 13 hits, 8 walks, and 15 runs, a season high last night. Today, tasked against them is George Adams, the lefty for FIU, making his 5th start of the season. You see the 8 walks. That's the number to look at in 16 innings as a team. FIU has been amongst the leaders the wrong way when it comes to most pitching stats in Conference USA. Highest ERA, highest walks, highest average against. The number that had gone in their favor was the home runs allowed. They had only given up 14 coming into last night. That was 3rd in Conference USA. And then a Hilltopper team that was tied for last in the league with 13 fired off 4 of them. They're now in the middle of the pack in the league in that department, and responsible for one of them, his very first of the season, his leadoff batter, Austin Holler.
So George Adams, the left-handed pitcher, is 6'2", 195 sophomore, and he will be facing Austin Holler, the leadoff man for the Hilltoppers, who comes in with a .304 average into today's game. He's the second baseman. He has 1 homer and 7 runs batted in on the season, Austin Holler.
For all those talented batters WKU had last year, in the conference slate last year, Holler was the leader in batting average. Now up over 300 on the season after his performance yesterday, 2 for 5 at the plate with a solo shot and scored a couple of runs. Camden Ross, Lanarroyos will follow him in the order. As the first pitch is fired in and called for a strike 1 off the hand of Adams.
That was a fastball in there at 88 miles per hour.
And he's working quickly. That one outside. Always interesting now, Mike, with the implementation of that pitch clock to see the various speeds that you see different pitchers work with.
Well, switching speeds is part of the pitching art.
That one fired off the hand of the pitcher. Still a chance to make the play. Not in time. They say Holler beat it out. That's the 3rd close play at first he's had in this series already. As he'll go in.
So that was a line shot back off of the pitcher's glove, rolled towards second, and they're going to check the pitcher for, did he get hurt on that play at all? And the trainer is coming out along with the umpires to give a look at George Adams.
We'll see if Coach Witten has any desire to review that play as well. Seemed like Austin Holler had it beaten out for WKU. Here's another look at that one, coming back at the pitcher Adams. Okay, more the shoulder than the arm, really. Did a good job. That's that instinct kicking in, and they are going to take another look at this one to review if Holler was there. He had a couple of plays like that, one where they went and reviewed. He was called out, and it ended up holding because, I tell you, Mike, it was the closest replay I've ever seen, and it was one of those, they looked at it for 5 minutes and came back and said, well, we can't change anything, and stood with where it was. Other one, he was called safe on the field. There was no challenge on that, and now we'll get another look at this one early on.
Here at Nick Dennis Field, the review area is behind the Hilltoppers dugout and under the stands, headed near third base.
We'll see here. It looks like Holler beat it out from that angle, although being blocked off a bit by his picture of when the ball actually got there. Might go against FIU that Adams is covering when exactly the ball hits the glove. I don't know if there's any way to overturn it.
Well, Holler standing on the bag at first. Called safe, but we'll see. It was a bang at first.
I'm going to call my shot and presume
Here we go.
because of the pitcher being in front of that angle with the ball coming to the glove, I don't think they'll be able to overturn it. We'll see what the call is. And it is going to stand as it was. And that will bring Camden Ross up with one on, nobody out. Mike, how about this for Camden Ross last night? Came up to bat 5 times, reached base 5 times, couple hits, couple walks, and was hit by a pitch. And the biggest part of that, every time he reached base, he came home to score. 5 runs for Camden Ross, a career high.
I saw that in the box, and the former Colorado High School Player of the Year 4 years ago, they couldn't keep him off the base last night, as you said, Tyler.
But they've been able to keep him on this WKU roster. How rare in this era of the portal and NIL, especially at the mid-major level, to see somebody stick it out like Camden Ross has, the senior here at WKU, who has been on this journey with 4th-year head coach Mark Reardon and a member of that conference tournament championship winning team from a year ago.
Pickoff play at first was just a toss over to remind Holler where the ball is and that I'm pitching.
He's got 6 steals, has only been caught once this year. As quickly Ross finds himself down 0-2 in the count. The other side of that, with Mark Reardon coaching for WKU, you never know what anybody's up to on the base paths. As Adams will fire in the 0-2. This one is flown into right field, just into foul territory, but drifting under it to make the grab is Ildefonso to give us our first out of the bottom of the first, as Lane Arroyos will stand in, the premier hitter in this lineup for WKU. First time that Ross has been sat down in this series. Last night Arroyos was used to coming up every time with Camden Ross standing on base waiting for him. But Arroyos has been able to manufacture for himself. 3rd in the conference with a .373 batting average and riding a 7-game hitting streak coming into today.
He's got 2 homers and 16 batted in on the season for Ross. Called up, the first base umpire called a balk on the pitcher, and Holler is moving now down to second. Rich Witten out to get an explanation.
We had quite the debate in yesterday's game. Greg Davis, who was with me, the WKU tennis coach, was arguing that we've got a pitch clock. He wants a review clock as well, and he wanted a coach's argument clock to be implemented. We'll see if those changes get made this offseason as Arroyos stands in. He's got 4 homers on the season, tied for the team high. You'll see 3 in a row come up in this lineup for WKU with 4 home runs with Arroyos, Hayes, and Stewart, all of which went yard in that game last night. None of them were willing to let any of the others have that team lead to themselves.
Well, Rich Witten for the Panthers did not win his argument, and in many years of being in broadcasting, I've never seen a balk call overturned.
I don't know, Mike, that I've ever seen any call overturned after the after the coach came out to argue it.
There you go.
You might have seen one or more than I have. You've been around the game a bit longer.
Kickoff play at second, not in time.
We're worried about Holler on the bases, as Arroyos now has a runner in scoring position to work with. Hilltoppers looking to work out of a 2-0 hole early on here in the bottom of the first. And again, we'll get a throw. Would not be surprised that they're highly suspicious of some hit and run action.
Arroyos out of Katy, Texas, transferred in from New Mexico Junior College.
This time does get a pitch to work with and lays off. Not just third in the league in average, but also OPS and RBI with 22. Leading WKU in all those categories. Tied for 6th in the conference with 7 doubles. He's got a 1-1 count now. Looks off that one again, and it's 2-1. I know that he would love nothing more than to further set the table for Kyle Hayes standing on deck after the game that he had last night. The season-high 5 RBI. Another throw back to second. Walk me through, Mike, from your perspective, what does FIU have to be seeing to now have thrown back to second 3 times in this at-bat?
I think that there's been, there had been a ball call earlier on the George Adams, and I think he's trying to get back in gear by throwing pickoff both to first and now to second.
He just tacked on a second strike against Arroyos, and now with a swing, they'll say he just connected to keep the at-bat alive. So the count 2-2. It seemed like they said that Arroyos took too long to get back into the batter's box. It's not just the pitcher side of thing. The batter's got to take care of their end of the bargain.
Well, Mike Mazza calling balls and strikes was all over that, and that won't be overturned either.
2-2 look down all the way, and the count runs full. Big pitch early on in this ball game. 3 balls, 2 strikes, just 1 away for the star batter, Arroyos. Haller standing at second against George Adams getting the start for FIU. Here comes the payoff. Chopped right side. Toss comes to the pitcher. Good job that time hustling over by Adams to cover. So Arroyos able to move Haller over to third, but that's all. And with 2 away, Kyle Hayes will step in after the ground. Now, saw a play like this last night where that rotation wasn't quite there in time to cover from the pitcher, and WKU got a free base runner because of it. That was a great job by Adams to hustle on over.
Yeah, that was a nice 3-to-1 play from first baseman to pitcher, covering the bag.
Sets the plate for Kyle Hayes. 5 RBI on 3 hits last night. Another one in that 4-home run club. That sit one over the left field wall to get things started for WKU in the first.
Hayes with 4 homers and 16 batted in on the season, the former Paducah Chief.
What's so interesting about Kyle, he's got those 16 RBI in just 5 games. They've all been bunched together, multiple in all of them.
Adams pulled the string on him that time, and now 2 balls and 1 strike.
Here comes the 2-1. Inside, and Hayes has a batter's count to work with Daniel Stewart on deck. Hayes serving at the tying run at the plate. Hilltopper team scoring just under 7 runs per game, giving up right at 6. That one grounded up the middle. It's going to be enough to score the runner if the throw isn't there. Off the stretch, did the foot stay on the bag? It does. What a great job at first by Rasmussen. And that brings the inning to a close. For the first time in this series, FIU escapes an inning without giving up any further damage. 2-0 Panthers lead it after 1 at Nick Dennis Field. Second inning at Nick Dennis Field. WKU trailing FIU 2-0 in the middle matchup of this Conference USA series. Finale comes your way tomorrow at noon. Won't be here on ESPN Plus, but you can tune in on the Varsity app. Hilltoppers, the reigning Conference USA tournament champions. They were the 2nd seed in the league tournament last year before making their way to the NCAA tournament, first league tournament title of any kind for WKU since 2008, and the first since joining Conference USA about halfway through that stretch. What a historic season it was, Mike. 46-14, their second most wins ever, set program records for strikeouts, stolen bases, and led the entire country in home wins. They went 30-3 at this field last year, just 10-7 this season, but boy, they've played some tough teams in the non-conference.
Luca Reyes leads off for the Panthers. He comes in today with no homers, but 13 batted in on the season. Check that. 1-7, 1 homer and 7 batted in.
I'm going to double check you. Luca's got 5 homers. I'll make sure that he's right. He hit one of them in that ball game last night. The starting lineup sheet we've got, the text is pretty small.
I got it. 5-20.
And those will lock in. Final answer.
Final answer.
0-2 of this one comes in. Loop left side of the infield. Played off a hop. Throw is a one-hopper to first, and Reyes able to beat it out.
Reyes, a left-handed stick, made it down the line quickly and was called safe. He had beaten it out.
They had him as the DH last night, today over in left field, and there flashes the speed as he was able to take advantage. And you talked about this turf. You never know the hops you're going to get with those infield ground balls, but work to his advantage there is now Cole Cleveland will be the one to step in for the Panthers. Another lefty-lefty matchup as Robertson fires that one in. Bunted straight back for Cleveland, a sophomore, hitting just 191 on the season and 47 at-bats. But I'd mentioned this yesterday. You're going to see so many examples of this in this lineup where the majority of their hits are extra base hits. 9 hits total, 6 of them extra bases for Cleveland this year. Squares to bunt again and pulls it back, pitches up high.
Lefty pitching to lefty here. 1 ball and 1 strike count. Runner on first. Nobody down.
Robertson fires it in. There's a called strike 2. Robertson gave up those 2 runs in the first inning. Now 3 hits allowed so far. He's thrown strikes coming into this at bat. 17 of his 24 pitches had been for strikes, so can make it 19-27. Here comes the 1-2. Little drift foul down the left side, and we'll do it again. Harris Rivera, the catcher, on deck. As Robertson fires. We'll run it even at 2 balls, 2 strikes. FIU 251 average as a team. That's 9th in Conference USA. Second most strikeouts at the plate in the league, nearly 10 per game. But they hit it with pop. 5th in doubles and home runs. Going to throw over to first, sliding back in is Reyes. Now Robertson fires the 2-2. Line down the right side. What a catch. Tag was nearly made. Ball comes out of the glove of the first baseman, Hayes. They're going to give him credit for the catch. What a diving effort. And the tag applied. Excuse me, that's Arroyos that they've got over at first for WKU. What a job to dive and get the glove on that one. Not just knock it down, but to reel it in, Mike, and then nearly got the double play.
It was a spectacular play. Catch the ball, but the runner trying to get back to first basically grazed the defender, and the ball popped out. But as you said, Tyler, really a great defensive play.
They had Arroyos out and left. Kyle Hayes at first yesterday. Today, Hayes on DH duties with Arroyo's over at first. As Eris Rivera, the catcher, for his second straight game for the Panthers. Did have a runner on to work with, but now gunned down at second is Reyes. So the tag wasn't quite there for the double play opportunity, but Reyes then gunned down trying to steal.
Camden Ross gunned him down, second base.
After Camden got the day off, he had DH duties yesterday, back behind the plate today, and boy, what a weapon he's been over the last few years back there for the Hilltoppers. And now it's a 1-2 count to Rivera. That one low, so we'll run even at 2 balls, 2 strikes. Two up high.
A little chin music there.
That'll back you off the plate. Although these Panthers, they'll hug the plate. Their batters have been hit by 46 pitches. That's the most in the conference, 6th in the country. Here comes the payoff. Chopped foul down the left side. If Rivera can reach, they'll get to Trayson Cameron in the bottom of the order. 3-2, flown right side. Drifting, but it's going to stay in play, and it's reeled in to bring the inning to a close by Stewart. Hilltoppers give up 2 in the first. They hold firm in the second with a couple excellent defensive plays. Still 2-0 is the FIU lead as we head to the home half of the second here at Nick Dennis Field. Nothing FIU leading here in Bowling Green. The Panthers, after sweeping WKU down in Miami last year, dropping the first game of this series, but trying to make it even as both teams get the conference slate started. Always one of the most competitive leagues that you're going to find across college baseball. Not just competitive, it's a darn good baseball league across the board.
Generally rated 5th of all NCAA conferences in baseball.
Daniel Stewart will get things started for WKU, the senior transfer from Tennessee Wesleyan, originally from Hazel Green, Alabama. With that big 6'4" frame, he can smack it. He's tied for that team lead with 4 home runs and had one of the 4 last night for a WKU lineup that erupted for 4 bombs in just 6 innings that they actually got to come up to bat. He took a home run swing at that one, but to no avail. As so far, George Adams has gotten the job done on the mound for FIU. 19 pitches now, 12 strikes. Just 1 hit given up. He's had some battles, but so far winning them and has an 0-2 count here.
Yeah, that 79-mile-an-hour changeup fooled Daniel Stewart, so we'll see what happens the rest of this at bat.
Here comes the 0-2, chased. And what a start to the inning from George Adams. Give him his first strikeout of the ball game. By far the biggest question mark for FIU out of last night. How would the pitching staff hold up for game 2? And Adams has been up to the call so far. He'll now face junior J.P. Acosta. Switch hitter who will operate from the right side. Looks off a pitch for strike 1. That was the biggest issue last night, Mike, was WKU constantly starting at bats up 1-0, 2-0. That has not been the case so far today.
No, Adams is throwing strikes. Costa playing third base today. Chops 1 foul at the plate. So down in the count 0-2. That's generally the mark of a good start, and a good starter is to get ahead of the batters, and George Adams certainly done this so far in the first 5 at-bats.
Costa, 288 hitter. Second in this Hilltopper lineup with 5 doubles. Now has himself a 1-2 count to work with. Patrick Coley, the center fielder, waiting behind him on deck. With a 1-2 count, bases empty, 1 away. This one grounded up the middle and through into center field. Second hit of the day for WKU as Acosta is able to reach to give them their first base runner of this second inning.
So Parker Coley, the center fielder, will be up after that base hit you saw going into center field by J.P. Acosta.
Coley went 1 for 3 in that game last night for WKU, hitting .286 on the season. Hit behind Daniel Stewart in the lineup yesterday. Now they flip Stewart and Acosta to have JP right ahead of Parker. Here comes the 1-0, big swing, big miss. And the count is even up at 1 apiece.
You know, Tyler, George Adams has fooled every one of our batters with that straight change he's throwing in there. Pretty interesting.
See if that's an adjustment that takes place that second time through the lineup. WKU didn't need more than one time to get settled in yesterday. But might need a bit more acquainting in this one, as again, Adams has been fantastic so far. He'll rifle in the 1-1, looked at outside. 2 balls, 1 strike to Coley. .286 hitter on the season. Just 28 at-bats so far on the year. 8 hits, 3 of them doubles.
He was injured early in the season and now back in the everyday lineup.
He squared to bunt that one. They'll say that he was able to get it back, and it's 3 balls, 1 strike.
Still a good hitter's count with 1 down and runner on first, bottom of the second.
WKU stranded 1 in the first. Runner on the move this time. That one is popped up into the infield and having to sprint back to first. As that one lands, throw is going to be made over to second, just stuck in absolute no man's land. That time was Acosta, as it landed between everybody and Coley reaches. That was like an 80-degree wedge. Flipped up as high as it could go, and Panthers fortunate that it ricocheted straight to one of the triangle of players that was around to watch it drop for the throw to second. So still 1 at first, now 2 retired for Manny Alberto. Getting the start came in relief of Reed Howard, who was injured in the field last night. Drops a perfect bunt here, and he's going to reach. That's something you normally see Reed Howard do from that shortstop spot, is come up, try to drop a bunt for a hit. And Alberto, how about that? His second hit of the series after he stepped in and ripped a double in his first at bat last night. Big opportunity for Manny, and he's taking advantage.
So Logan Luckett up, the left fielder.
If he can reach, WKU will get back to the top of the order. They got both runners on the move here. Double steal on. Is the tag there at second? No. Alberto slides in right under it, and the Hilltoppers have 2 in scoring position, Mike. That is the 3rd double steal that they've pulled off in this series.
Parker Coley led the double steal and is now standing on third base.
How about that jump he had from second? He was halfway to third before that pitch was thrown.
And we're going to have a question here that the umpires are going to get their headsets on, because Rich Witten is
Are they going to look back
ask for a review
at this tag at second? First review failed to overturn the play that we had on the opening at bat for WKU. Holler on the close play at first was upheld as a hit. And now they're going to take a second look at this one to see. I believe the review is just going to be on this tag
I think that's the only thing
reviewable aspect
That's
of it,
right.
unless I don't know there's any argument for interference or anything. I think that it would all be, yeah, I think it's got to be looking at that tag. It was tight. Hard to tell from that zoomed out angle if the tag was there on Alberto from the second baseman, Trayson Cameron. Hilltoppers have been more than willing to test Aris Rivera behind the plate for the Panthers, and what a big review this is, Mike. You're looking at either two runners in scoring position or the inning comes to a close.
It's a big-time difference. We'll have to see.
Bucket, another one not with too much experience, just 15 at-bats so far this year. If he gets to go back up there, 2 hits in his 15 tries with a couple RBI.
You know, generally, Tyler, the reviews are taking 2 to 4 minutes, which is about right. I had a game, Western Kentucky at Eastern Kentucky last year. The review took 27 minutes.
Goodness.
And the question we all ask in the broadcast booth, did they go out and order a pizza and pick it up?
Yeah, not just ordered, they biked over to get it themselves.
that was about right.
That was the argument last night from Greg Davis, is there should be a review clock implemented, and I can get behind that a bit.
There's a reason for that.
After a certain point, how can you call it indisputable? But it depends on who you're in favor of, depending on what team you're cheering for. If it takes 10 minutes to get the call and it's in your favor, I think there's no problem with it.
That doesn't matter, huh?
But this is a big one as the Panthers try to set things right. 7-12 overall on the year. They've only won once on the road, 1-5 away from their home field in Miami. They'll be back home sweet home Wednesday hosting Miami, and then welcome in Sam Houston for their conference opener. Let's see what the call is going to be. It's going to be upheld as safe at second, and the at-bat will continue with 2 on and 2 away for Logan Luckett. So they might have taken the time there, Mike, just to order the pizza, but I guess they went ahead and DoorDashed the delivery.
They got it done.
So if you jet out here after this inning, I know where you're going. 0-1 pitch on the way as we get back underway outside, and that's the other thing. For these pitchers, it's tough to have that delay.
And the question has been, how many warm-up tosses can a pitcher throw during a review?
Adams will fire in the 1-1. One off speed again, doesn't get the call, and it's 2 balls, 1 strike. Both teams 3 hits and 8 at-bats. Luckett trying to break through. 1 base knock could tie this game up, but now finds himself with a 2 ball, 2 strike count. A big moment for the junior Luckett. Here comes the 2-2, looked at outside, and the count runs full. Luckett, a transfer from Southwest Tennessee Community College, originally from Adamsville, Tennessee. He's got a full count with 2 on here. Payoff, swung on and missed, and getting out of the jam is Adams to retire the side. 2 more stranded, both in scoring position for WKU. George Adams survives and advances with a 2-0 lead for his FIU Panthers through 2. Nothing FIU as we get you set for the 3rd in Bowling Green. Just another absolutely wonderful day for baseball. Going to hope that the Storms stay off tomorrow for that finale to go underway as scheduled at noon. WKU hoping that's going to be a chance to sweep these Panthers and get some revenge from last year, although I'd say, Mike, they ultimately got the revenge in the Conference USA tournament.
Well, they did.
With a 7-6 win.
The Panthers 7-6, as you said, Tyler, and that's the 3rd of 3 games they won to win the championship tournament.
So FIU will get things started at the bottom of the order with Trayson Cameron, normally wearing number 2. He's got number 38 on today. Only 6 at-bats so far on the season, but a couple of hits in those 6, and lines the first pitch straight back for strike 1.
Cameron playing second base today for the Panthers, a sophomore. As you said, Tyler, very limited at-bats so far this season.
Here comes the 0-1 line, left side and over the head of the leaping shortstop Alberto. Back to the track in left field, sliding in for a double is Trayson Cameron. And just his 7th trip up to the plate this year, delivers his first extra base hit of the season and sets the table for the top of the FIU order.
That was a rocket that headed just above the shortstop's glove, split the left and center fielder, and so Trayson Cameron easily into second base with a double.
Leads to Cooper Rasmussen, who started this game with a hit and then scored the first of the 2 on the board for the Panthers. Tries to potentially bunt to move Cameron, but pulls it back as the pitch misses for ball 1. This time drops it straight back to the pitcher. Throw over to third. Tag is right there. And the fist pump comes in after the fact from Aaron Robertson. That, Mike, was handled perfectly.
You're right, Tyler, perfectly handled. Aaron Robertson, left-hander, fired at the third baseman, easily applied the tag and got the lead runner.
And that is one where the left-handedness actually really helps in that situation. Makes that a much easier play.
For sure.
Ildefonso will step in. He was the one that drove home Rasmussen with a triple down to that coffin corner on the right side. He's got a runner at first after the fielder's choice. And Rasmussen.
Fielder's choice, 1-5.
Ildefonso with RBI number 19 on the season. That's second in this Panthers lineup behind Luca Reyes.
Well, Andrew Ildefonso smoked a triple into the right field corner, scoring Rasmussen for the first run of the game. Top of the first.
Got an 0-2 count here. Here's the pitch. Looked at all the way, just off for ball 1 from Robertson. To 42 pitches early on in this one, 28 strikes. That one chopped left side, foul. Hilltopper dugout handles it.
Hilltop bullpen has action with a right-hander up and throwing.
Starting to wonder what the leash would be for Robertson in this one. They've typically tried to leave him out there at least 5 innings. Here comes the 1-2 down the left side, just foul by maybe a foot. Or that one once again had danger written all over it.
Mike Mazza, the home plate umpire, signaled foul and then asked for some extra baseballs.
That home plate umpire can never have too many.
There you go.
Here comes the 1-2, a pie. We'll try it again. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Ildefonso with Samuel Fisher waiting on deck. Panthers leading 2-0. With 1 away here in the top of the 3rd. One fired in. Flared down the right side and foul. Robertson will settle in, and he's trying to find the pitch to end this at bat. He fires with 10 on the pitch clock. That one's low, and the count now is run full. Good job by Ildefonso to stand in and battle. Here comes the payoff. Fouled off again. Well, out of play to our right. It's a bat nearing 10 pitches. Let's try the payoff again. Robertson fires. Line right back up the middle. Diving effort to no avail. It's into center field. As Ildefonso finally wins the battle for his second hit of the ball game to put 2 on for the Panthers with just 1 away here in the top of the 3rd.
Solid shot up the middle. Reached into center field past the glove of the diving Austin Haller at second.
I believe that was the 10th pitch of that at bat.
Yes.
That Ildefonso was finally able to crack through, and now Samuel Fisher steps in. An RBI on a ground out earlier. He swings at the first pitch of this at bat. It's a light blooper, shallow left. Alberto's able to get under it for WKU out of his shortstop spot, and just like that, there are 2 away for FIU. Still 2 on for Aiden Cohall, ever dangerous at the plate.
Rounded out to second in his first at bat today, Tyler.
He's been the double machine so far this season. 10 on 18 hits, but Robertson trying to quell the side. Get out of trouble with 2 stranded. He'll get the swing for strike 1 there. Maybe buy himself another inning to get to throw out there if he can get out of trouble. We'll see with the work in the pen. 0-1 looked at all the way low. Out away from Ross for a second, but no one tries to move. I'd say after that throw down earlier, you might not see too many tests of Camden Ross back there behind the plate. And a big swinging miss brings the count to 1-2 for Aiden Cohall. "14 strikeouts and 56 trips up. Robertson yet to fan one today. And won't do so there as he drifts it inside to even up the count at 2 apiece. He's been able to jump ahead in these counts, but then FIU battling their way back in. As once again we see one fouled back. Panthers have been much more disciplined at the plate today. They're not chasing. And they're consistently fouling these off.
And Aaron Robertson's pitch count is moving on up.
Nearing 60 as the 2-2 is on its way and fouled off again. FIU playing like a team that didn't quite appreciate how yesterday's series opener went down. We'll try the 2-2 again. Here comes from the lefty Robertson. Big swing, big miss, and the inning comes to a close. First strike out of the ball game for Aaron Robertson. Strands 2 for FIU. But it's the Panthers with 2 on the board. WKU scoreless so far on 4 hits. The Hilltoppers will have a crack to change it after this, trailing 2-0 to the Panthers of FIU. Hilltopper bats have already stranded 3 on base early on in this one, but looking to break through in the bottom half of the 3rd, trailing FIU 2-0. Hilltoppers will get it started with the top of the order as Austin Haller will lead things off. Camden Ross and Lena Rios to follow. Haller reached on an infield single to start the ball game, but couldn't make it home to score last night virtually any time somebody got on base for WKU, it seemed like a guaranteed run with the way they were hitting the ball around this ballpark. But credit to George Adams, Mike. He's gotten the job done.
He's gotten the job done through the first 2 innings, but now has to face the top of the Hilltoppers order for the second time. And Austin Holler leading off, as you said, Tyler, got an infield hit his first at bat.
Talked about how these Hilltopper batters will adjust to that off-speed pitch. As he's gone to that changeup and just pulled the string down to about 75 miles an hour, that one was at. And gets the first strike called with it. And tries to bring a little more heat inside. And it's even up at 1 apiece. Called strike 2, and that is the other big piece of this puzzle so far for Adams, is jumping out in front of these at-bats against the WKU team that drew 8 walks last night. None so far today. Holler, though, hits one through the right side. He's got his second hit of the day. Big turn at first, but he'll trot back. And the Hilltoppers have a chance to crack into this 2-0 lead after the leadoff single from Holler.
Line shot by Holler, just outside the glove of the second baseman. Safely on at first. As you said, Tyler with his second base hit in 2 at-bats. So that'll bring up Camden Ross. Popped up to the second baseman, his prior at-bat today.
WKU's second leading hitter, 328 average on the season. Hit 301 last year with 31 RBI. He's got 16 this season. Has done a great job of just reaching base however necessary. A 500 on base percentage. Just a fantastic eye, and finds himself up 2-0 in this count.
2-0 and 3-1 are both great hitters' counts, so Ross stepping back in. Runner on first, nobody down.
2-0 comes in low and inside. As they haven't quite paid as much attention to Holler over at first as they did the first time he was on the base paths. Ross has a 3-0 count. Pitch is on its way, and Camden Ross has drawn his 3rd walk of the series, and there's the first of the day for WKU against George Adams, who had done such a good job controlling that strike zone so far in this one. Had 8 walks in his first 16 innings this season, so you get 1 every couple. And now the Panthers will have a meeting on the mound with 2 on, nobody out for WKU, as Karsten Whitson, the pitching coach for FIU, will come out and chat. And it's just about the last guy you want up if you're FIU in this spot. Lane Arroyos, the star junior, standing in 0 for 1 today. Just bumps his average down to 368, but leads WKU in hits, doubles, RBI, walks, tied for the team lead in home runs. Slugging percentage, OPS, I said it yesterday, Mike, if it's an offensive stat, he probably leads the Hilltoppers in it.
I would say you're right. Well, there's a couple of guys loosening up in the Panthers bullpen, and pitching coach Karsten Whitson, a former Florida Gator hurler, back in the dugout now.
They threw 4 pitchers last night. Nobody went more than 2 innings. First pitch of this at bat outside for ball 1 to Arroyos. As you mentioned, the Katy, Texas native, transferring in from New Mexico Junior College. That has become the pipeline for Mark Raridan. And if you went JUCO, he's looking to have you here on the Hill. The JUCO Hall of Famer himself.
3 national JUCO championships as the manager of Iowa Western in 12 appearances.
I'd say that's pretty good.
That's really good.
Here comes the 2-0 outside again. And it says quite a bit when you're inducted into the Hall of Fame while you're still coaching as well.
That's even a better reason.
3-0 count for Arroyos. After the walk was drawn by Ross. And Arroyos will do the same.
So a right-hander in the Panthers bullpen is loosening up to be ready to come in.
That's 8 straight balls thrown by George Adams. Just after we had mentioned the control had been the biggest strength.
So Kyle Hayes now up, the DH. As old Dizzy Dean used to say, there's ducks on the pond.
And not just 2, there's 3. Those bases are loaded for Hayes coming off the 5 RBI performance last night. He's got a full plate here. We'll see if he can clean it up. Looks at the first pitch for ball 1. It was Arroyos, who now stands over at first, that walked home a run with the bases loaded last night for WKU. Adams now with 9 straight balls. This one is hit down the left side and through. One will score. They're going to hold everybody up there. Lead cut in half on the 6th RBI of the series for Kyle Hayes.
Hayes hit it where they ain't, in between the third baseman and the shortstop into left field.
That's all you want in a spot like that. And it leaves the bases loaded for Daniel Stewart. 6'4" right fielder. Now hitting .236 on the season. 4 home runs, 14 RBI. 0 for 1 on the day with a strikeout, 1 of 2 for Adams.
So time has been called as WKU manager Mark Raridan has a conference with the third base umpire, and I'm not sure what that was about, but Christopher Ward heading back to his spot.
If I had to guess, I'd say that the pizza just came in and they left off Mark's pepperoni.
Oh. Anyway, Daniel Stewart with the bases juiced, as they say now.
Pitch fired in from Adams, hit left side. This one fielded, throw to second for 1. First there for the double play. It'll be an RBI in the process for Stewart as Ross comes home to score, but they pick up 2 outs.
Picked up 2 outs. I'm not sure they're going to credit a double play with an RBI, so we'll see. But the score is now tied. That's the big thing.
And it'll bring J.P. Acosta up to bat. Still has a runner on third with the 2 away.
So Stewart hit into the 5-4-3.
That's as baseball as it gets.
And Acosta
tries to drop the bunt. Throw to first is there. Once again, a fantastic job by Rasmussen to keep that foot on the bag to bring the inning to a close. But the Hilltoppers load the bases and bring home a couple in the process. We're all knotted up at 2 after 3 at WKU.
2 runs on 2 hits.
So WKU is the first team to go to the bullpen in this 2-2 ball game, 3 innings in, as the Hilltoppers turn it over to sophomore right-hander Jude Favela. We see 3 innings thrown complete for Robertson in the start, giving up the 2 runs on the board, both earned on 5 hits, 1 strikeout in 13 batters faced. Favela, 2-0 record, now making his 7th appearance of the season. As you can tell by the numbers, doesn't tend to stay out there for too long. We'll see if Coach Raridan tries to stretch him for a couple innings in this spot, coming in just 3 into this one. Shortest start of the season for Aaron Robertson, as we're all tied after the Hilltoppers put up 2 in the bottom of the 3rd.
So Favela, a right-hander. This is his 7th appearance, as you said, and it's only pitched 8 2/3 innings. So you're right. He's always been a short timer in his outings. He's got a 5.19 ERA, but his one loss, 2-0, Jude Favela.
Coach Raridan loves his transitional pitchers here in these 4th and 5th innings. Give me one, and then let's pitch it into our usual rotation of guys in this bullpen. And there's some meat in the lineup to face for Favela right off the bat. And Trivella on the other side for FIU. Reyes and Cleveland due up to get things started. 5, 6, and 7 for the Panthers.
Favela is out of Upland, California, and pitched last year at the University of Southern California, USC. A 6'3", 215-pound sophomore right-hander.
He'll face off against Mario Trivella, 0 for 1 today. And has a 1-0 count. Trivella team leader, top 5 in the conference with 6 home runs. He's had multiple hits in 3 straight games, including last night. A big swing at that one, but the count is evened up at 1 apiece. 0 for 1 today. 1-1 pitch up and inside. Trivella backs off of it. Junior from Venezuela that transferred in from State College of Florida. As he knocks this one down the left side. One of my favorite things in the FIU game notes is for most players, they'll include their go-to gas station combo.
Oh.
Mike, you tell me what you think of this one for Mario. Red Bull, Chocolate Panda, Oreos, and Sour Patch.
Take your pick. Golly. Well, this is what I think about it. This is Favela pitching to Trivella.
Say that 5 times fast.
I couldn't.
2-2, swing and a miss, and it's Favela that wins that battle for strikeout number 1 against batter number 1. 1 down as Luca Reyes stands in for the Panthers.
Singled his first time up in this ball game.
Number 6, Lucas Reyes.
He's top 10 in the conference in home runs and RBI. Had number 5 of the season in the home run department last night. Looks off that pitch for ball 1. And Mike, I know what you're thinking at this point, and don't worry, I have the answer. What does Luca Reyes want at a gas station? Lifesaver gummies, Gatorade, and hot Cheetos. And I know that's the answer because we said it last night, and then he hit a home run.
Well, if it were me, it'd be hot Cheetos, but I don't know.
I imagine that Coach Witten gave him all 3 after sending his shot out over the right field wall last night. Has a 1-2 count now. Pitch on the way, swung on and missed, and back-to-back strikeouts to get this thing started for Jude Favela. So Coach Raridan might have to ask Jude what he wants from the gas station if he keeps going as he has, and if he does, we might see him get to that 2-inning mark perhaps.
Sure.
Now we'll face off against Cole Cleveland, his second at bat of the game, 0 for 1 so far, and immediately gets a strike to get things started.
He hit a shot down to the first baseman last time that was fielded nicely by Acosta.
Jude did go 3 innings in the 3rd game against Indiana State, latest series for WKU. Hilltoppers taking 2 of those 3. Threw 49 pitches in that outing. That was a season high. 1-1, hit right side, just foul. As it was picked up by Arroyos, would have been an out, but instead the at-bat stays alive at least for 1 more pitch for Cleveland. Now 1 ball, 2 strikes. Favela with a chance to strike out the side. Fouled off near the FIU dugout. But it did just bounce in there. Favela had struck out 9 in his previous 8 2/3 innings of work. Could already tie a season high if he picks up one more here. A pie. And we're even up at 2 balls, 2 strikes. That pitch touched 90 miles an hour. A little bit more velocity from Favela than you got with the starter Robertson. 2-2 outside, and the count runs full. Been consistent in this FIU lineup today, getting down early, but then fouling a few off, staying off the outside pitches. Here comes the payoff, fouled off again. It's a lineup that struck out 13 times last night. That one comes inside, and Favela walks Cleveland with a full count inside pitch and brings it to the catcher, Eris Rivera.
Brett Neffendorf, the pitching coach, is taking a leisurely stroll to the mound, and we're going to have a conference with Favela and the infielders with 2 down and a runner, Cleveland, just on first.
Just the 6th walk drawn from Cleveland on the season. WKU only walked 2 batters yesterday. That's the first the Hilltoppers have given up on the base pads today.
So Eris Rivera now up flight out to right field earlier in the ball game. His only at bat so far.
Hitting .296 coming into this one. Got a runner at first in the form of Cleveland. Lays off the first pitch for strike 1. He's got Trayson Cameron on deck, who in just his 7th at bat of the year doubled his first time up. Runner on the move. Ross with the throw. Tag applied in time. Second runner gunned down by Camden Ross. I said they wouldn't test him again. They do. He aces it.
2-4. Retires the side.
And keeps us at 2-2. All knotted up as we head to the bottom of the 4th in Bowling Green. After the Hilltoppers go to the bullpen for the first time in this one in the top half of the 4th inning, FIU follows suit as the outing comes to an end for George Adams. He goes 3 complete, giving up 5 hits, both runs on the board earned, and leaves it to Tyrus Riley, making his 7th appearance on the season. Big 6'6" grad student, originally from Bentonville, Arkansas, transfers in from Fort Hays State, and as you can see, the ERA, a good number, but the walks and the strikeouts matched up at 12 apiece in 12 innings pitched so far this year. We'll see what it can do against this WKU lineup. Hilltoppers will get it going with 7, 8, 9. Coley, Alberto, Luckett at the bottom of the order.
As you said, Tyler, Tyrus Riley, 12 innings pitched. Walked 12, struck out 12, but he's got a 1-0 one-loss record and a 1.50 ERA. So those are confusing to me. But
love to
big
see the official stranded base runners total. Got to be up there, but you can't knock the results.
No, you can't.
So we'll see what he's able to do here with Coley leading things off for WKU. 0 for 1 so far. Hilltoppers put up their 2 runs in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Daniel Stewart with an RBI single. Kyle Hayes with the RBI single. With the bases loaded, Daniel Stewart came up, hit into a double play. You're right, the baseball expert kicks in. Doesn't get credit for the RBI, but a run comes across.
There you go. Let's see.
Don't Don't worry,
no
Daniel.
big deal.
We'll remember it.
No big deal.
It's an RBI in spirit.
All for the better.
As Coley stands in to get things started. 0 for 1 on the day with a .276 average on the year.
87-mile-an-hour heater in there.
That one hit left side, fielded cleanly at short, throw to first, perfect that time. Making it look routine was Travella. And just like that, we've got one away in the bottom of the fourth.
So Manny Alberto now up, singled his previous at bat.
He's had a hit in both games of this series. Again, getting the start today for the injured Reed Howard, who sounded like Mike got stepped on as he and two other Hilltoppers were going for a high pop-up down in left field, and he got kind of fallen on and stepped on all in one.
Spiked in the hand is what I was told by a trainer earlier.
So he's out, just precautionary here today for WKU, but may potentially play tomorrow or perhaps return next time out for the Hilltoppers in that midweek matchup at First Horizon Park in Nashville on Tuesday against Belmont. Looping pitch comes in for strike 2, down to 76 miles an hour from Riley. Supposed to get a bit chilly on Tuesday, then pop back up the rest of the week. Riley fires in the 1-2, fouled off. Puts another dent into that Hilltopper field house.
There you go.
That roof has been peppered with baseballs.
It has, and they have a ladder over there somewhere or another to get on the very top roof, but I don't know.
Try the 1-2 again. Swung on and missed. Strikeout picked up by Riley. So 2 quick outs for Tyrus Riley coming in out of the pen. Gets the swinging miss from Alberto. And at the bottom of the lineup, it's Logan Luckett making his 17th trip up this year. 18th total if you include his one walk. Just 2 hits so far, struck out in his first appearance. And finds himself quickly down 0-1 here. Riley is one of those, he does not need that pitch clock. About 5 seconds into it, he's ready to fire. And with a swinging miss, fooled him with the 77-mile-an-hour off speed, making an 0-2 count.
Panthers pitching staff changing speeds regularly have kept some Hilltopper batters off balance today.
Has not looked like the staff that gave up 15 runs last night. And that one is fouled off the street. And it remains an 0-2 count for Luckett. If he can reach, they can get it back to the top of the order with Haller. And if not, come the 5th inning, it'll be the 3rd time this game WKU starts an inning going 1-2-3 in their lineup. One up high. That's how the Hilltoppers got those 2 runs in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Haller and Ross, the 1-2, the 2 to come across and score. This one is flown into right field, drifting under to making the play is Ildefonso, and the side is retired. 3 up, 3 down for Tyrus Riley coming out of the bullpen for FIU. Both bullpens getting the job done. We're still tied up at 2 apiece in the second Conference USA matchup for both teams.
Insurance Group is an employee-owned, independent agency with national reach. Our specialization approach and ownership mentality allows us to operate on agility, delivering fast, tailored solutions to our clients. Our 3 C's of service, clients, co-owners, and communities, guide everything that we do. We care deeply for each customer and believe in building meaningful, lasting partnerships.
Whether you're traveling for work or leisure, Three Springs Hospitality is your home away from home. Each hotel is unique and offers a variety of different amenities to all types of travelers. Parking and Wi-Fi are always free. Plus, select hotels offer complimentary breakfast. The best part is WKU's campus is 10 minutes away from any of our hotels. So be sure to book your travel in the Fan Zone Travel Center on WKU Athletics website. Book your stay today.
Headed to the fifth here at WKU. Much different ball game than the one that we had last night. Both teams just with 2 on the scoreboard. 5 hits both ways as WKU and FIU battle in Game 2 of this conference opening series. Tyler Eaton and Mike Reynolds happy to be with you on a beautiful night here in Bowling Green, Kentucky. WKU playing their 19th game of the season, 18th here at Nick Dennis Field, 10-7. Through the first 17 after going 30-3 on this turf last year. For the Hilltoppers, it will still be Jude Favela that's out there on the mound. He'll get things started against Eris Rivera. It'll go 8-9-1 for the Panthers here in this 5th inning.
So Rivera was up when a runner was trying to steal second with 2 down, and Camden Ross threw him out. So Rivera now back up, leading off the top of the 5th.
Now, you didn't get to hear this last night on this broadcast, Mike, but I just need you to know that Eris Rivera, as we'll see, it's going to be a called strike 2. He is America's favorite catcher.
Oh.
At least this broadcast, at least in our top 3 of catchers that we've seen play in this series between both sides, because there have been 3 total that have played. As the 0-2 misses low, we had a bit of a confusion. Greg Davis, who was with me, thought that Rivera came out of the game in the 2nd inning.
I see.
He had stayed in the entire time and made great plays, and we credit him to the wrong person, so we got that all straight. As the 1-2 is fouled off down the right side, right behind the ambulance you hear streaking down the street beside us.
Well, I'm glad you and Greg got that all straightened out.
I am too. Rivera, a transfer from UCF from Plantation, Florida, lays off that one outside. We weren't able to figure out his go-to gas station combo, but the most important thing that we have for him, Mike, is that if someone played him in a movie, it would be Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson.
Oh my gosh.
Greg said he couldn't see the resemblance, but I said if you shave the beard, it might catch your eye. 2-2. Off the mark, and another count runs full. What a job by these FIU bats. I've said it a few times. We've seen this consistently of a bat starting 0-2, 1-2, and yet some way they find their way back to a full count. Favela fires the payoff. This one is hit into right field. Tracking back behind it and making the grab is Stewart. So Rivera now 0 for 2 for the ball game, and it brings it to Trayson Cameron.
Second baseman, number 38, Trayson Cameron.
Second baseman, again wearing number 38 today, normally wearing number 2.
Doubled his first time at bat today.
For an FIU team, 5th in Conference USA in that department. Had 5 of them last night.
Man.
Both teams were hitting it all over this ballpark. 5 doubles both ways, 5 total home runs hit, 4 of them for WKU. Hilltoppers without an extra base hit in this ball game. Panthers with 2, the double from Cameron, and the big triple early on from Ildefonso to put the first run on the board for the Panthers in the first. Both their 2 came in the top half of the opening inning. 2-1 pitch outside here, and it's 3-1 to Cameron. Immediately sprints his way over to first. I'd said a couple times last night there were some walks where the batter really didn't try to sell it. Cameron confidently flipped that bat over and trotted. So he's reached both times up, again coming in with just 6 official at-bats on the season. That's his second walk that he's drawn to go along with the double. And that's the perfect guy to have at the bottom of the order to set the table for the top, as Rasmussen will come back up for FIU. He's got a 1-0 count to get things started against Favela. Said we'd be interested to see how long that Coach Raridan tries to keep him out there after going 3 innings his last outing. This one is belted into right field. It's into the bullpen and gone. 2 on the board for Rasmussen. The Panthers double up the score and take their lead back 4-2. As that one is rifled for the 3rd home run of the season for Cooper Rasmussen.
The Hilltoppers have a right-hander ready in the bullpen, and we'll see.
That ball was hit on a rope.
Yeah, it was. No doubt. Andrew Alfonso tripled and singled his 2 times at bat previously today.
He's got an RBI in the first and scored the other run. Those had been the only 2 for the Panthers before that bomb from Rasmussen. Well, we mentioned the home runs and the extra base hits, and I guess they just needed to be summoned. An FIU team also 5th in the conference in home runs. Rasmussen only had 4 RBI on the season coming into today. Really used to just setting the table for this lineup, but as that one is fouled off, that's the use of a day like this where you've got Trayson Cameron at the bottom of the order. He's been able to get on base twice. Count now 0-2 to Ildefonso. Here's the pitch, grounded to short. Alberto has it, fires over, and we've got 2 down.
Alberto, smooth, slick fielding shortstop, made a routine play look really easy.
WKU 2nd in the league in fielding percentage. FIU last. They lead the league in errors. That's another thing that's been cleaned up so far today. No errors for the Panthers. As this at bat to Samuel Fisher starts with a called strike 1. Fisher 0 for 2, but an RBI ground out earlier. Flares this one into left field, and it's going to be tracked down and collected by Luckett. But 2 more put up on the scoreboard. It's Cooper Rasmussen with the home run in to the FIU bullpen in right field. The Hilltoppers had tied it at 2, but the Panthers take the lead back 2 innings later. 4-2 Panthers headed to the bottom of the 5th. FIU in front 4-2, trying to steal game 2 in this conference opening series for both sides. The Hilltoppers of WKU, reigning Conference USA tournament champs, picked 5th in Conference USA this year. Panthers picked 8th. Both finished better than that last year, but some additions to the league coming in starts to shake things up across the board. It's been a weird offseason for Conference USA, stuck in this controversy with Louisiana Tech. I don't know if you saw this, Mike. They're scheduled for 16 conference football games this year. So we'll see how all of that plays out.
Which conference will that be in?
Well, right now, 2 of them. It's slated. We'll see how it all plays out, and we'll see how this one plays out with Austin Holler back up. I mentioned it last inning. This is the 3rd inning of this game that WKU will get to go 1-2-3 with the start of their lineup. As Holler looks off the first pitch from Tyrus Riley out there for the Panthers. Only took him 12 pitches to get through his first inning of work in relief. He had to give up a hit, went 3 up, 3 down with a strikeout in the process. Holler 2 for 2 today with a run scored in the 3rd inning. Started the game with an infield single, but was stranded. Average now up to 328 on the season. That one bounces back.
Holler 2 for 2 today, and got a 2-1 count. Leading off the bottom of the 5th.
He's had a great series, went 2 for 5, scored a couple runs last night. And now has a 3-1 count to work with. Riley only threw 2 balls last inning total. 10 strikes, 2 balls. He's already thrown 3 here in his first 4 pitches of the 5th, but he gets a called strike 2 to run this count full. Camden Ross standing on deck. Payoff, chopped right side. It's going to be a race, and does the pitcher win it? He does. That's the second time we've seen a great cover at first, this time by Riley to get over there just in time to get the speedy Holler.
3-1, and the pitcher covered, as you said, and Holler was ruled out.
Those are tough plays to make. You've got to make a break on it pretty quick, and it's a great job by Riley as Camden Ross will stand in. Officially 0 for 1, but has reached on a walk and scored. So the 6 times this series that he's reached base, he's come across home plate. Reached 5 times and 5 trips up last night with a career-high 5 runs. And he's drawn 3 walks in his 7 total appearances. This one is flown right side out of play. Mission number 1 for Ross in every situation is just try to reach base for Lane Arroyos behind him. Has thrown out a couple of runners from his catcher's spot. That one fouled straight back, and the count 1-2. 89 miles an hour on that one from Riley. So we'll try the 1-2. Riley fires. Just off, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Senior Ross with a 2-2 count. This one is flown into
Ball
center
is in
field.
the gap.
And it's going to fall. Collected in center. Throw comes in. Ross driving for second. He slides in for his 5th double of the season. Trying to fire up his dugout in the process. What a series for Camden Ross. You said it, Mike. Just put it in the perfect spot.
That was a
Next up for the Hilltoppers,
double
first baseman,
all the way.
Lane Arroyos.
As we mentioned, whole job is to just reach base for Lane Arroyo. So for 1 tonight, he's drawn a walk, but the Hilltopper leader with 22 RBI. He drove home 3 in the ball game last night, overshadowed by the 5 from Kyle Hayes, who stands on deck.
88-mile-an-hour fastball to Arroyos, called strike 1.
Riley fires in the 0-1. Reaching for it is Arroyos, flown down the left side, and it's going to drop and then bounce off the net. It's another 2-baser. Arroyos thought about turning for 3. He'll stay at second and pick up 1 as crossing home plate for the 7th time this series is Camden Ross. 7 times he's reached, 7 times he's scored.
Can we get him some more at-bats?
My goodness, I think WKU wishes he could come up every other at-bat at this point. They cut the lead in half, 4-3 now. FIU with the edge. It was a tough one to track from Arroyos, just kept flying and flying and flying, and you saw it there. Maybe 3 feet kept it in fair territory. And even better for WKU, got a runner in scoring position for Kyle Hayes, who's already got an RBI tonight. with a bases loaded single. Up to 17 for the season and 6 in this series. Looks at that off-speed pitch.
That was a hook. Call for a strike.
Hayes DHing today for WKU after playing first base last night. That one fouled straight back over us. Hayes originally from the Chicago area. As we had mentioned earlier, 1 RBI tonight. If it stood, it would be the only game this season where he's had just 1 RBI. He's had 5 previous games with at least an RBI. He won't get one in this at-bat with a called strike 3. What a big ring up there for Tyrus Riley, his 2nd of the game.
So Hayes carries that aluminum back to the dugout and brings up Daniel Stewart, the right fielder,
who did not get the RBI. A runner scored in his at-bat in the 3rd inning, grounded into a double play with the bases loaded. Trying to frame that on the outside of the plate was the catcher Rivera. Doesn't get the call. Counts 1-0. With Arroyo still standing at 2nd after the RBI double to make it a 1-run game here in the bottom of the 5th. Riley fires in. That one tipped off the mask of Rivera. Official will check on him. He seems okay.
That beard saved him on that one.
One ball, 1 strike to Stewart. Does have 14 RBI to his credit on the season with 4 homers. 6 of his 13 hits have been for extra bases. Looks that one low. Make it 2 balls, 1 strike. Tip straight back. I was ready to pull the glove out if the net wasn't there. I would have protected him, Mike. Don't worry.
Net would have helped us.
But the count even up at 2 apiece. Big pitch in this ball game. Runner standing at 2nd. 2-2 count with 2 away here in the bottom of the 5th. WKU with the tying run in scoring position. As Riley fires the pitch. Pops back over us. We'll try it again.
This is Wild on the board. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runner on 2nd. 2 runs in for FIU in the top of the 5th. Tops with 1 in the bottom so far.
Does Riley go back to the off-speed here? 2-2. Does so, and he gets the strikeout in the process. 3rd strikeout for Tyrus Riley in 2 innings of relief, but WKU puts 1 on the board with the RBI double from Lane Arroyos before the side is retired. 4-3 FIU leads it, headed to the 6th here at Nick Dennis Field in Bowling Green. WKU trailing by 1 to FIU in Game 2 of this conference series. The Hilltoppers going to stick it out with Jude Favela, see if he can match a season-high 3 innings pitched from his last appearance in the finale against Indiana State. That last non-conference series for WKU coming into conference play. Split a series with BYU, split one with Indiana, took 3 of 4 from Southeast Missouri along the way. The Hilltoppers 9-8 through non-conference play coming into the conference slate despite not dropping any of their series. Those midweeks have been the big hang-up for the Hilltoppers so far this year as we get this inning started with Aiden Cohall in the 4 spot for FIU, and he looks off the first pitch for ball 1. Ground out and a strikeout so far for Cohall. Looks at that one for a called strike 1. 4 doubles in his last 3 games coming into tonight. And now has a 2-1 count to work with. We'll see how long the leash is for Favela here.
We'll see. The lights have been turned on here in the top of the 6th, so Hall with a 2-1 count.
And he fouls that one off into that field house, catches that top part of the roof. It's like watching a game of pinball as it bounces its way down. Me and you were a bit too enamored. I think we need to catch back to the game as the 2-2 comes in and it's up high and the count runs full. I was ready to play some Plinko. I mean,
it's pinball for me. You got it.
And it misses outside for ball 4, so the walk drawn from Aiden Kohal.
Next up, the shortstop, number 26.
So the Panthers put their leadoff batter on for Mario Trivella. He's 0 for 2 for the ball game with a strikeout. Panthers looking to add to a 1-run lead. Squares to bunt, drops it down the first baseline. Pitch is there, was the step there? No, not in time. Able to beat it out is Trivella.
I think there's going to be a request for a review on that, but we'll see.
We'll see if that's the case. Favela and Trivella in the foot race. We'll take another look at it. It was a beautiful bunt drop down the right side. And
I guess the tie goes to the runner is what it may be that we're seeing.
Don't think that Mark Raridan is going to appeal it. And with 2 on and nobody out, Luca Reyes and that powerful bat steps in. 1 for 2 today with a strikeout. Has a home run to his name in this series. Steps off the bag, fires back. What a perfect bunt that was by Trivella, then able to beat out the throw as well as the count goes to 0-1. And looked at again, and the count 0-2, so Favela working the count in his favor this time.
Reyes didn't like either calls by home plate umpire Michael Mazza.
See if he can finish the job. 0-2 just tipped. And the at-bat stays alive for another. Two, just up. 1 ball, 2 strikes now to Trivella. See if this turns into another one of those at-bats that have become a staple for FIU in this game, where they're able to battle back and swing the count in their favor. Another throw back to second. Bit worried about Kohal back there. He's only stolen 1 base this year, but Mike, with no outs, maybe thinking either sacrifice or a hit and run on in this spot. 1-2, looked at all the way, and a called strike 3. 3rd K of the game for Jude Favela.
Reyes did not like any of the 3 strike calls that retired him.
I think that look says it all as he makes his way back to the FIU dugout ahead of Cole Cleveland. A sophomore center fielder who was able to draw a walk his last time up. So each time through this lineup, a new pitcher these FIU Panthers batters are seeing every time. Still 2 on for the Panthers, now 1 away. That one misses outside. Good job by Ross to slide over in front of it. The count is evened up at 1 apiece. One hit into center field. Routine play made, no opportunity there to tag. Favela gets exactly what he's looking for in that spot. As Coley reels it in, and with 2 away, neither runner able to move in that spot.
Now batting the catcher, number 32, Aris Rivera.
So Aris Rivera will stand in for the 3rd time tonight. Senior catcher 0 for 2 so far. His runner still on first and second. Called strike 1 from Favela. How big it would be for him to be able to get through this inning unscathed.
That was an 88-mile-an-hour fastball that hit the heart of the plate. Here's a timeout being called. It looks like Mark Reardon wants to make a mound visit.
And he had something to say to the home plate umpire on his way out there. I don't know if he had wanted to do it before that first pitch. The question becomes, as we mentioned, how big it would be for Favela to get through this inning. Is that the discussion, or is...
I think Coach Reardon is taking the ball, but I'm not sure if he's taking the pitcher out or not. Yeah, he is.
He's motioning to the pin. So he gave Favela 1 pitch of that at bat. He gets a strike to start it. So the Hilltoppers are going to go to the bullpen in a big spot. We've got 2 on, 2 away. FIU looking to add to a 4-3 lead. We'll get back underway right after the pitching change after this. So it's the grad transfer righty Sam Frizzy from Elk Grove, California, getting the call for WKU, transferring in from Southern Illinois after a couple of years at Sacramento City, making his 6th appearance of the year. 7 strikeouts in 4 innings of work, and here one of those spots, perhaps, Mike, already with an 0-1 count after the first pitch of the at-bat was thrown by Favela. WKU goes to a strikeout-heavy pitcher just to try and get one and get out of this inning with runners on first and second and 2 away.
Well, Coach Reardon has brought in a right-hander to face the catcher who bats right-handed for FIU, and Frizzy, as you said, giving some of his numbers. At least good that he's got an 0-1 count on the current batter, but his batting average against him this year is 375. He's given up a triple and struck out 7 in 4 innings.
Now that said, his last 2 appearances against Indiana State in that last series went 2/3 of an inning, only picked up a couple outs in each trip out. Didn't give up any hits across that total of an inning and a third, and just 1 hit given up over his last 2 1/3 innings of work. Got off to a rough start against BYU and then that game at Kentucky. So looking to continue to settle in here with an 0-1 count as he's out of the pen. The first pitch misses low for ball 1 in the at-bat against the catcher, Rivera.
So now 1-1 count. Frizzy
fires that one in, and it's fouled out of play down the right side. His last 2 appearances, he's thrown 4 pitches and then 9 pitches.
They used to say when they were waiting that they were citing their sign, but they don't cite their signs anymore. They're all in the headsets, which is kind of interesting too.
So much has changed in the game recently as the 1-2 is fired in, tipped back One thing that'll never change is the importance of situational hitting here. You got 2 runners on, looking to add to a 4-3 lead for an FIU team. Looking for win number 1 in conference play on the season after going an even 500 last year, 13-13. And the 5th head coach in team history, Rich Witten. 1-2 on the way. Off the turf. Have to fight off the urge to say in the dirt.
Yeah, we don't have any dirt on this field. It's all turf. You're exactly right on that. Blow back to me, Tyler.
Makes it tough for those catchers to handle him, but a good job by Ross as
there you go.
Frizzy steps off. He'll fire in the 2-2 outside. Count runs full now.
So we'll have runners off and running as soon as this pitch leaves Frizzy's hand towards the plate.
Rivera with just 5 RBI on the season coming into this one. Payoff on its way. Tipped it and keeps the bat alive. Boy, this Panthers team that came in 9th in the conference in average. 7 for 22 at the plate for today, right around 320. And they've been great with runners on, 4 for 11 as a team. Here comes the payoff. Dribbled, and it's going to be foul. And this has been a consistent part of it, these long at-bats. It's why we've seen so many pitching changes for WKU. Already on their 3rd pitcher of this one. See if it's Frizzy or Rivera that comes out on top. It's Frizzy. Full count strikeout to retire the side. He comes out of the pen mid at bat with 2 runners on and 2 away. And what a job by Sam Frizzy to take care of business. Hilltoppers still trail it by 1, but the margin stays at 1, headed to the bottom of the 6th. WKU will go 6, 7, 8 with the bats against Tyrus Riley out for the 3rd inning of work for FIU. Couple hits given up so far, just 1 run allowed with 3 strikeouts in his 2 innings. Riley has more than gotten the job done since he's been out there. If you're FIU after that game last night where you give up 15, more than happy with just the 3 on the board so far in this one. WKU has had their opportunities. Hilltoppers just 3 for 12 with runners on base, 2 for 9 in this one with runners in scoring position. And we'll see if they can get one on to start the inning with J.P. Acosta, 1 for 2 with a single in this one.
J.P. Acosta has his Savannah Banana batting gloves on here today for his 3rd at bat.
If you or I catch one, you think they'll give us credit for the out?
They may or may not. But anyway, first pitch in, a ball.
Riley just continues to be impressive, and we talked about it. The numbers very strange. You've given up 12 walks, 6 hits, and 12 innings of work, and yet a 1.50 ERA coming into this one. And it's held. He's yet to walk a batter in his 2 innings of work so far. A couple doubles given up, but he struck out 3, just 1 run put up on the board for the Hilltoppers. And Coach Witten would like to keep him out there as long as he can. 2-0 fouled off as the Panthers had to throw 4 different pitchers in that game last night, despite it only going for the bats of WKU 6 innings. Two one on the way, flown left side, and it's going to drift out of play. And we're evened up at 2 apiece in the count to Acosta. Coley and Alberto due up next. Hilltoppers 2 runs in the 3rd, 1 last inning in the 5th. Laid off that time by Acosta, and we've got a full count. We've had more than a handful run full tonight. As the sun begins to set behind us here in Bowling Green. Here comes the payoff. Fouled back. Try the payoff again to J.P. Acosta. And it's going to hit him right around the knee, and he'll trot over to first. Second hit batter of the series by the FIU pitching staff. Acosta will take the free base however he can get it. See exactly where it caught him. Behind the knee, just about.
Yes.
And we'll see if now is the time for the Panthers to make another pitching change of their own. They got some work in the bullpen. For now, Riley holding on to the baseball. It is clear from that camera shot he is all of the 6'6" that he is listed as.
Yes.
As it's Enrique Sierra, the right-hander, number 7, that's warming up for Miami, another Plantation, Florida native. We'll see if they make the call to flip it to him, if this is just an extended conversation to stall some time. Nope, looks like they're going to continue to roll with Riley for at least one more batter.
Right-hander in the pen is ready, but the Panthers chose to let Riley hang in there.
Only question is if they pull a WKU and give him one pitch for this at-bat and then make the call. Parker Coley will stand in to face Riley. 0 for 2 for the day. Mentioned at WKU, just 3 for 12 with runners on base. They get one on to start the 6th inning. See if they can make anything happen. First pitch looked at for strike 1. Panthers have only given up 3 or less runs one time this season. That was a 4-2 win against Villanova. WKU 0-4 when they're held to 3 or less. That would, of course, hold tonight, trailing it by 1.
0-1 now after that pitch that was in the turf. Swung and missed.
Make it 0-2.
Now 0-2, you're right.
Pitch from Riley, looked at all the way, and it called strike 3. Whatever was said in that meeting on the mound, it worked. Strikeout number 4 for Tyrus Riley in 2 1/3.
Next up for the Hilltopper is the shortstop, number 22, Manny Alberto.
Solid frame job from the catcher Rivera, as Alberto will stand in.
He singled and struck out in his 2 previous at-bats today.
Switch hitter settles into the left-handed batter's box, with Acosta still over there at first after being hit by a pitch to start the inning. Acosta has stolen 4 bases this year. I'll see you with 1 away now in the speedy Alberto, who his single came on a bunt. Runner is on the move. It's hit right back to the pitcher because Acosta was running. No chance for the play at second. But the toss over to first is there, and there are 2 retired.
So that'll go down as a fielder's choice. Brings up Logan Luckett, the left fielder, who struck out and flied out so far today in his 2 at-bats.
2 for 17 at the plate this season. That was strikeout number 5. see what Luckett can do in this spot. Now runner in scoring position with 2 away. Pitch looked at for a called strike 1. Looks off that one. The Adamsville, Tennessee native with hits against BYU and Southeast Missouri. Hitless in his last 3 games. It's just his 4th start of the season. That one flared back for strike 2. Couple RBI, both in that Southeast Missouri series. What a time it would be to get RBI number 3. But what a job it would be for Riley to get out of this inning with a runner stranded. Here comes the 1-2. Looks it off. 2 balls, 2 strikes now. Big breath taken by Luckett as he steps back into the box. Riley working quickly. Grounded right side, fielded at first, and trotting over to make the play himself is Rasmussen, and the side is retired. After hitting the first batter, the meeting on the mound takes place. Tyrus Riley handles the next 3, and as we head to the 7th, FIU still in front 4-3 here in Bowling Green. They're on the mound for WKU after coming in to retire the final batter of the 6th inning. Only had to pick up 2 more strikes to do it as he came in with 1 strike in the count and was able to get Aris Rivera to strike out swinging. Stranding 2 on base for FIU and leaving the Panther lead at 1. Hilltoppers have continued to threaten, now just 3 for 15 is WKU with runners on. Panthers 4 for 12 as Trayson Cameron steps in. 1 for 1 officially with a double, has drawn a walk as well and scored once, and lines this one down the right side, just foul.
Cameron with a number change in this game to number 38, playing second base, as you said, Tyler, and doubled and walked.
After this, he might wear 38 for the rest of the season.
There you go.
He's got a 0-1 count against Frizzy. That one misses outside. That pitch number 11 for Sam Frizzy. The most he's thrown this year, 22, when he came in against Kentucky. He hasn't thrown more than an inning. That one is grounded right side, fielded cleanly, throw to first there. Nice job by Haller at second. And the first batter down for FIU, and it's back to the top of the order with Rasmussen.
Next up, first baseman, number 13, Cooper Rasmussen.
Rasmussen up. He's been lethal today, a single and a home run in his 3 at-bats. And I believe that's it for Sam Frizzy because Mark Reardon's already made the right-handed call to the bullpen.
So with the dangerous Rasmussen coming up, his 2-run home run, the difference in this one back in the 5th inning. WKU will make another call to the bullpen. Dawson Hall will stand in when we come back. Bowling Green native Dawson Hall comes in out of the pen for WKU. The Hilltoppers making the call. 4th different pitcher after Frizzy retires 2, and that's it. In comes Dawson Hall, the senior that played for the Purples.
Yeah, 5th appearance on the season. He's pitched 9 innings, given up 10 base hits, struck out 8, walked 3. His record 1 win, 2 losses, and his ERA is at 6. So we'll see how he will fare here in the 7th.
At ERA, inflated a bit by the lone loss in that Indiana State series through 3 innings, gave up 5 runs, had only given up a 1 earned run in his first 6 innings of work across his first 3 appearances of the season. I know which version of Dawson Hall Coach Mark Reardon and WKU hoping to see out there in relief today, hoping perhaps that they can lean on him to get to the 9th inning of this ball game.
He's going to face the number 1, 2, and 3 batters in the FIU lineup as the group Journey is singing here in the break.
It's been a journey through this one for both pitching staffs, as Rasmussen sent a ball on a journey over the right field wall into his bullpen. And his last trip up in the 5th. That's why the Panthers have this 4-3 lead.
2-run shot.
He looks at the first pitch of this at bat for strike 1. That was his 3rd home run of the season. Panthers coming in 5th in the league in homers. That one is flown out of play down the left side. So quickly, it's an 0-2 count. Hall able to work ahead. Eight strikeouts and 9 innings of work on the year. That one looked at outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. As you mentioned, top of the lineup, Ildefonso, Fisher. A wait up next. With 1 away, nobody on. That pitch away as well, and the count is evened up at 2 apiece. Three walks drawn by this Panthers lineup to just 5 strikeouts after they struck out 13 times with only 2 walks yesterday. 2-2, swung on, tipped into the glove, and that will bring the at-bat to a close. Dawson Hall gets things started with a strikeout out of the pen.
Foul tipped into the mitt of Cameron Ross.
Samuel Ildefonso will stand in, had an RBI triple back in the 1st inning. Tacked on a single as well, 2 for 3 for the day with an RBI and a run scored. Responsible for the 2 on the board in that 1st inning. It was a 2-0 lead for the Panthers until WKU tied it up at 2 apiece in the 3rd. And the 2-run home run from Rasmussen made it 4-2. Top of the 5th. Hilltoppers responded with 1 in the bottom of the inning. Nobody scored in the 6th. We're just 1 out away from the 7th inning stretch here at Nick Dennis Field. One. It goes into play, but at first it was foul.
Fouled off his ankle, it looks like.
Yeah, I believe so. He's going to trot that off as Hall steps off the mound as well. The trainer is going to come out and check on Ildefonso. Now he waves her off, says he's good to go. He wants to get back in there and finish up this at bat. Taking some more steps on that ankle and now gives the thumbs up to the home plate umpire, Mike Maas, and says he's ready to go. So we'll get set for the 1-2. All trying to finish out a clean inning for WKU. Here's the pitch. We'll do it again with a 2-ball, 2-strike count. Infield back up near the grass. Pitch comes in, doesn't get the chase. And another full count drawn from an FIU bat after being buried down in the count. Hall fires the payoff. Outside, and Ildefonso, after the foul ball off his own foot, stands back in and is able to draw the walk.
Brings up Samuel Fisher.
0 for 3 officially on this one, but a run driven in. And now has Ildefonso with his lead at first. It's a swing at that one, but finds himself down 0-1.
Big home run swing for Fisher, but he drew air.
Fisher Came in hitting .317 on the season, down to .302. He's now 0 for his last 17 at the plate. Looks at that one outside. His first 12 games of the season have 5 multi-hit games, was creeping up close to 400 in the batting average department. Now down around 300 and looking to break free. And he checks at the 1-1. Peel down, no swing. And it's 2 balls, 1 strike. Kohal stands on deck if Fisher can reach and keep the inning alive. All with a strikeout and walk in relief. Here comes the 2-1. Owen inside, throw down to first, tag not in time. And sliding back in safely is Ildefonso. And you can make it. Back-to-back walks drawn by these Panthers bats. First Ildefonso, then Fisher. That puts 2 on for that dangerous bat of Aiden Kohal, the transfer from Stonehill, originally from the Bronx.
0 for 2 with a walk so far, but dangerous as the cleanup hitter.
Now the question, Mike, can you guess what his go-to gas station food is?
I have no clue.
He likes some watermelon Sour Patch.
Oh my gosh.
A lot of Sour Patch Kids on this list. No free advertising, we'll leave it there. 0-1 count after the foul ball for Kohal. 0 for 2, as you mentioned, has drawn a walk as well. Looks at that one low, and 1 ball, 1 strike the count.
Cameron Ross calls timeout and heads to the mound. Pushes the ball into Hall's glove. That son, let's cool off a little bit and throw some strikes.
Boy, those two have played quite a lot of pitch and catch together.
They have, over 4 years.
2 4-year seniors for this WKU team. Hall burst onto the scene his freshman season, a team best 7-4 record in 16 games with a 3.58 ERA.
Developed arm trouble somewhere along the way.
Went 7-2 last year. Just 5 starts. He's more so rotated over the course of his career to coming out of the bullpen. 1-1 here outside. 2 balls, 1 strike to Kohal. Two-one, popped up high into shallow left field. Alberto is waved off of it, and coming in to claim it is Luckett, and that will bring the inning to a close. The Panthers get a couple on with a couple walks, but Hall able to strand them both. But the lead remains 1 for FIU as we head to the 7th inning stretch here in Nick Dennis Field. Back with you here at Nick Dennis Field. I don't think it would surprise anybody to hear as we get to a new inning. We have a new pitcher out there this time for the Panthers, and Enrique Sierra making his 9th appearance of the season. Another one, when you look at the base numbers, you see that high walk total, 11 walks and 13 and a third innings pitched. That was the same concern that we had for Tyrus Riley coming in with his 12 walks on the season, but he comes out, goes 3 innings, strikes out 4, gives up 2 hits and just 1 run, so Riley more than got the job done, as Sierra will be the next man up out of the pen for an FIU team looking to pick up win number 1 in conference play. And how about this, Mike?
Okay.
For the 4th time tonight, WKU will start an inning going 1, 2, 3.
That's pretty special because they need to produce is what that means.
The 1 productive inning actually the 2 innings that they've scored runs in. They went 1, 2, 3. They had 2 in the 3rd inning and 1 in the 5th. Every odd-numbered inning, they've come out there 1, 2, 3.
Well, one thing about Sierra, I do know he hadn't found his barber in several years. He's a 6'1", 170-pound right-hander out of Plantation, Florida. He's a transfer in from Miami-Dade Community College. Enrique Sierra.
Attended Western High School down there in Plantation as he faces off against Austin Holler. 2 singles, 1 made the outfield grass, 1 didn't. I don't think he'll complain about either, as the first pitch of this at bat is fired in. They clocked that thing at 95 miles an hour on the scoreboard. We'll see if that holds. That one fired in. It's hot, 94. That number's true, Mike.
Yep, I believe you're right, without a doubt.
So this really the first heat that this WKU lineup has seen. Much different look, as that one is fouled down the left side. Holler late to catch up to it, and the count 1-2. That is perhaps the biggest thing FIU has been able to do today. Each different pitcher that has come in has been a completely different look. As the 1-2 comes in low from the fast-throwing right-hander, trying to take some off of that one down to 84. First couple that we had seen have been dipping down to around 75 between Adams and Riley.
But Sierra can bring it, and our batters will have to catch up with him here. 7th.
Holler with his foot in the back of the box. Here comes the 2-2. Wanted the call, doesn't get it, and the count runs full. It has been a consistently tight strike zone in this series. 6 strikeouts both ways tonight. Here comes the payoff. Low, and Holler draws the full count walk. That's now 12 walks in 13 1/3 innings. That ties Sierra for the team high with Riley, who had that outstanding performance to get things started out of the pen, and brings Camden Ross up to the plate. I'm going to say it till I'm blue in the face, or I guess red in the face, as I say it here at WKU. He's reached base 7 times in this series and scored all 7 times. Twice tonight he's done so. Officially 1 for 2, has drawn a walk as well. Tries to square a bunt that time. Can't connect and finds himself in an 0-1 hole.
He wasn't really bunting for a base hit. He was bunting for a sacrifice to get Holler down there to second base.
They're expecting something. First base and third in as he squares to bunt once again with the 0-1 count. And it goes back foul, so make it no balls, 2 strikes to Camden Ross. He's got 13 strikeouts on the season, but has drawn now 16 walks to go along with that. That's second on the Hilltoppers, behind Lane Arroyos, who stands on deck. Comes the 0-2 from Enrique Sierra. Nope, fires over to first, and sliding back in is Holler. Who's been the belle of the ball tonight over there at first, getting all the attention. And here comes the 0-2. That one is flared into shallow right. It's going to drop for a base hit. Holler held up for a moment, but he slides in safely to second. And we'll see if the trend continues for Camden Ross. Regardless, 8th time he's reached base in this series. And he sets the table for Lane Arroyos with runners on first and second. Nobody out. Arroyos 1 for 2 with an RBI tonight. Hilltoppers are going to huddle up and have a conversation before this at bat, there is no telling what Mark Raritan is scheming up.
He's definitely offensive-minded in this conversation. Other than that, I agree.
Came in his first year at WKU trying to develop a bit of a identity for this team. As you see all the success that he's been able to have with the Hilltoppers. Coach of the Year last year, leading the Hilltoppers to their first conference tournament championship since 2008 with that win last year. Came in his first year 4 years ago, said within 3 years that he wanted to compete for a conference championship. Well, he won one.
He won
within
one.
3 years, and in that first season, they had to piece together a roster just to go out there and field it, and that perhaps was his most impressive coaching job that he's done here at WKU. He's had a winning conference record every season with the Hilltoppers. In that first year, led the entire country in sacrifices, whether it be your bunts, pop flies, whatever it be, any kind of sacrifice taken to advance runners, and immediately established what this team was going to be about. This year, we've seen the double steals. We've seen the hit and runs. We've already seen a double steal in this game tonight. We've seen 3 in this series. We'll see if that's the move or if he lets Arroyos chop at it as their leader in every offensive statistic on the season. He's got 2 on with nobody out as we get back underway, and a soft toss back to second to try and keep Holler, the lead runner, honest. Arroyos now on an 8-game hitting streak with his double earlier. Looks at that one outside for ball 1. That double scored Camden Ross to make it 7 for 7 in that department in this series. Back in the 5th. Ross is the runner at first. Shortstop backs off. Here comes the pitch. This one is laced into right field. It's down, bouncing off the wall. One will score. Ross going to be held up at third, but the Hilltoppers have tied it up on the second RBI double of the night for Lane Arroyos.
Arroyos hit a 95-mile-an-hour fastball in the gap, and one hopped the wall. One scored, and now Arroyos second. Tops have runners at second and third. Nobody out, and 1 in.
Lane Arroyos, another department. He leads this team in doubles, now 9. That puts him within the top 5 of Conference USA. As you see Ross standing at third, he wants to get home for the 8th time in this series. As Holler comes across, that was his second run of the ball game. Tying us up at 4. First pitch to Kyle Hayes, who was the hero with 5 RBI last night. He's got 1 today in a 1-for-3 effort.
Mark Raritan going to put a pinch runner in here at third base.
So Camden's streak will come to a close.
There you go.
So we are going to get a pinch runner, and
Reed Howard.
Who else is it but Reed Howard? If your hand is the issue, you got stepped on by a cleat.
You can see a big red glove on his right hand, so you
get that sliding mid-on, and he can come in and run at third.
Protecting the stitches, maybe.
One of the most dangerous runners in the country, leading Conference USA in steals, top 35 nationally. As that pitch is looked at for strike 1 from Hayes.
94-mile-an-hour fastball, and Hayes wants to catch up with one.
So Ross won't get to go 8 for 8, but if Howard scores, we can say every time that he's reached base, somebody has scored. As the 1-1 is fouled back. Got ahead of the off-speed, 84 miles an hour. And the count now 1 ball, 2 strikes to Hayes. Chicago native. 6 RBI in this series already. 4-4 ball game. 1-2. Swung on and missed. Might have gotten a piece. Regardless, the result the same. Hayes goes down with a strikeout, and a big one picked up by Enrique Sierra. Big sweeping breaking ball, and when you can go to that when you've got the 95-mile-an-hour fastball, you can make something happen. As Daniel Stewart stands in looking to make something happen. 0 for 3 tonight with a couple of strikeouts. But still with 2 in scoring position at second and third. Fouls that one straight back.
The Toppers with only 4 base hits, or check that, 9 base hits on 4 runs scored tonight.
They've gone 3 for 12 with runners in scoring position now. As that one misses low. Panthers have hit well with runners on base, 4 for 13, but they've gone 0 for 8 when they've actually advanced into scoring position. Howard, the pinch runner, standing at third. Arroyos at second after the RBI double. 1-1 count to Stewart. Tips that one back into the mass. Second time that Rivera's taken one off the lid, but it's a 1-2 count. And that's the second embrace after the fact with a home plate umpire. Who caught it directly in the mass, but immediately pops it off, and he's smiling and okay. So we'll get back underway for the 1-2. Mike Mazza got a fresh ball to refill that supply.
He did. Mazza probably was a catcher himself back 50 years ago.
Here comes the 1-2. Off the outside, 2 balls, 2 strikes. We'll try it again with 2 in scoring position, 1 away. Enrique Sierra trying to work out of the jam. Here comes the pitch, and it's tipped back. Daniel Stewart battling, just a .228 hitter on the season. But when he hits it, there's pop in that bat. He's got a 2-2 count here. Sierra fires it in. Fouled straight back. Stewart continuing to battle, the Alabama native. He's earned his stripes. Started out at Wallace State Community College in Hanceville, then a couple of years at Tennessee Wesleyan, and now finally as a senior lands here on the D1 scene at WKU. Tied for the team lead with 4 homers. Facing a 2-2 count. One smack down the right side and foul. That's about the biggest thing you can do with a hard-throwing guy out of the pen like Sierra that you don't expect to want to throw a ton of pitches is rack up that pitch count a bit.
That's what's happening as we speak with Daniel Stewart and this at bat.
Averaging around an inning and a half in each appearance. We'll do the 2-2 again. And it runs full. Sierra didn't like it. But just as a conversation with the coach, I don't think a pitcher not liking a call has ever changed one either.
No, those don't happen.
And so we'll try the payoff. What a big one it is with 2 in scoring position. 3-2. Swung on and missed. Sierra with back-to-back strikeouts to bring us to 2 outs for J.P. Acosta.
Now batting for the Hilltoppers, third baseman number 4, J.P. Acosta.
Acosta 1 for 2 for the ball game. A .294 hitter now on the season. Howard came in to run at third. Arroyo still standing at second after his RBI double. So Acosta, the Clovis, California native, played for a couple years at Fresno City College. Down 0-1. That ball chopped right side. It's going to stay fair off the bounce. Backing off and stepping on first is Rasmussen. And now I think, what is the call going to be here?
Well, the call was out, but it might have been a foul ball off of his foot.
Did it hit the foot? Is that what the ruling is in this spot?
I think he's coming back to.
Ty Unthank looked back to his home plate umpire, Mike Mazza.
Went off his foot.
Yeah, did it hit the inside of the foot there?
It did.
That's definitely what the call is going to be. I don't know if they're going to take a second look at it, or if Mike Mazza is pretty convinced that was the take. He nodded like he was very sure of the call. And I suppose that was enough of a conversation to settle it. So the at-bat will continue. Fresh life for Acosta with an 0-2 count. Here comes the 0-2 from Sierra. That one goes down off the foot again. Not doing a very good job of keeping those Jordan cleats clean.
No, but Gavin Perry, the ball boy tonight, was the winning pitcher last night. That's his job tonight, is making sure that the home plate umpire has plenty of baseballs.
That's what you get for winning the first game of a series.
That's it. You rest. You don't throw anything. Don't throw at all until 2 or 3 days from now.
0-2 again, on its way. Fouled back. You're definitely right back there behind home plate. There are some instincts for Mike Mazza. Any ball that even makes contact with one of the catchers, he immediately makes sure they're okay.
That's a good thing, though.
Absolutely. So we'll have another go at the 0-2. Acosta continues to keep it alive and does so once again with another foul ball. It took a full count to strike out Daniel Stewart in the last at bat.
Kyle Hayes before that.
He went down in a 1-2 count. Sierra's worked 6 pitches in this at bat. The count sitting at 0-2. Swung on and missed. Throw down to first is there, and the side is retired. 3 strikeouts for Enrique Sierra. He strands 2 in scoring position, but not before the Hilltoppers tack on 1 on an RBI double from Lane Arroyos through 7. It's like we haven't started. 4-4, all tied up in Bowling Green.
Nathan Lawson.
WKU has turned this to a pitcher by committee day. 5th different pitcher out there for the Hilltoppers after Dawson Hall goes 2/3 of an inning in relief for the Hilltoppers. It's Nathan Lawson, the righty grad transfer in-state from Russell Springs. Mike making his 8th appearance of the season.
That's it, and he's pitched 13 2/3 innings so far, giving up 17 base hits, 10 runs. He struck out 14, walked 1, comes in with a 1-0 one-loss record and a 5.93 ERA. Played at Russell County High School and then at Eastern Kentucky for 3 years. Now pitching here for the Hilltoppers in the top of the 8th.
Was a runner-up in the state tournament with Russell County back in 2022 before his 3 years at Eastern Kentucky. Now hops over, as Mark Reardon would say, to play with the good guys.
There you go.
As the Hilltoppers all knotted up now after adding on a run in the bottom of the 7th. 4-4 to get things started in the top of the 8th. 5, 6, 7 due up for FIU. Mario Trivella to lead things off, 1 for 3 for the day. A single and a strikeout to his credit. As Dawson Hall, the Bowling Green native, goes 2/3 of an inning walked a couple, struck out one. Most importantly, didn't give up any runs. So we've seen the last two-thirds of an inning for WKU out of the pen between Frizzy and Dawson Hall. As the first pitch of this at-bat misses up high from Nathan Lawson. He struck out 14 batters in 13 2/3 innings of work, just one walk. And he fires outside with the 1-0, 2 balls, no strikes. Panthers with 7 hits, WKU with 9, 3 extra base hits both ways. As that one comes up and in. They get 3 balls, no strikes. After WKU owned the long ball last night, Panthers with the lone homer in this one. Rasmussen at top of the 5th, 2-run shot.
It's a fast ball in there for strike one at 91 miles an hour.
These are types of games that WKU has played so many of this year. 12 of their 18 decided by 3 runs or less. As that ball is popped up way high. And giving chase and diving after it and making the play. Yeah, get the zoom in there. What a job it was by J.P. Acosta to track that thing through the sky and finally fall in under it.
Camden Ross headed in the other direction because he didn't see it at all.
Now batting left field with number 6.
JP charged in, and then it drew back a bit and made the adjustment at the last second to dive after it. Looked like a center fielder trying to track one.
Sure. Cap alongside.
As Luca Reyes looks at the first pitch for strike one. He's 1 for 3 with a couple of strikeouts. The last one called looking, and he wasn't the biggest fan of it. Reyes with the lone homer last night for a Panthers lineup. That has been 5th best in the conference in that department on the season. Oh, 1 is way up high. Excuse me, 0-2, make it 1 ball, 2 strikes. Misses outside, so 2 balls, 2 strikes the count. Austin trying to dial it in with Cole Cleveland standing on deck. 1 away, bases empty. And the top of the 8th inning in a 4-4 ball game. That one is chopped left side, and it's off the glove. Acosta driving in after it after making the web gem in foul territory. Couldn't quite grip that one.
That'll be a base hit. It went off the bat like a cue ball.
Yeah, it was. And again, it's another one of those on turf, just so much more difficult to try to handle.
That is exactly right.
So it's an infield single for Reyes to put one on base for the Panthers as Cole Cleveland will stand in. 0 for 2, but has drawn a walk in this one. Finds himself down 0-1 after the first offering from Nathan Lawson. 14th at bat with a runner on base for the Panthers. They're hitting around 300 today when they've had them on. It's just when they've gotten into scoring position when they've had the issues. They've left 8 on base, or excuse me, WKU have left 8 on base in this one. 6 left out on the base pads for the Panthers, as that one is lined left and foul. WKU 8-4 in games decided by 3 runs or less this year. FIU has not played in many tight games going either way. Only 7 games decided by 3 or less this year, but they've won the majority of them, 4-3. They're just, after last night's loss, 2-9 in games decided by at least 5 runs. So 2 teams that have been better in close games. We'll see who comes out on top in this one, as the count remains 1-2 after the foul ball. As the shade is fully settled in here with the sun down behind us in South Central Kentucky. 1-2 on its way outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Cole Cleveland. Getting the call in center field tonight from Delray Beach, Florida. Was a CUSA All-Freshman team member last year. His father, Casey, was a top college men's tennis player for North Florida. He's been inducted into the North Florida Hall of Fame. He was a 3-time All-American. Seems like the athleticism runs in the family. And now the count runs full, 3 balls, 2 strikes. Payoff on the way from Lawson. Looked at all the way for a called strike 3.
Rang him up.
What a big strikeout for Nathan Lawson for out number 2 of this inning, instead of putting 2 on with 1 away. As he goes up and inside, and a nice job to pull it in behind home plate as well. I believe, yeah, that's Ian Wynn that's back there now behind the plate for WKU. Number covered up, but boy, what a job he did of framing that one up.
He really did a nice job, and Mike Mazza rang him up.
As Ross went out for Reed Howard to come in and run for him, as now the opposing catcher, Aris Rivera, stands in with 1 on and 2 away. Reyes, the runner at first, big swing and a miss. 73 miles an hour, that one dipped down to from Lawson. Here comes the 1-1, and that comes in and clips him.
Hit him.
So Rivera heads to first. Reyes takes a stroll to second. And Trayson Cameron will stand in as we get another look at that one. Came in
Hit him on the backside.
Second time we've seen one catch the back of the leg. Better than the front. Trayson Cameron in that 38. Stepping up 1 for 2 today, has reached twice. Also drew a walk to go along with his double. Scored once. And looks that one off for ball 1 from Nathan Lawson. Wynn tries to frame that one up, can't get the call. Two balls, no strikes to Cameron, who now officially stands at 3 for 8 at the plate this season. Limited appearances, but boy, he's been good when he's been up there. 2-0 big swing, and it's missed. Lawson fires in. Another hack at it to no avail. And the count is even up at 2 apiece to the Florida native Cameron, entering his 3rd season with FIU. In 2025, tied for their team high in pitching appearances as he hammers that one out of play down the right side. And he's got a 2-2 count with 2 on, 2 away. Deuce is wide. That one flared down the right side, just foul. Or FIU would have taken the lead. It would have been. We said earlier, Rivera, if somebody was going to play him in a movie, it would be Dwayne Johnson. Who do you think would play Trayson Cameron? Just give him a look real quick. You might be able to pin this down.
Ooh.
Robert Downey Jr.
Maybe so.
We'll see if he can back it up here with a 2-2. Those aren't my words, but his, by the way. Pitch on its way, a looper and a call. Strike 3, 76 miles an hour for strikeout number 2 for Nathan Lawson. 2 straighted for the Hilltoppers, who keep it tied up at 4 apiece. We go to the bottom of the 8th. The Hilltoppers with a chance to put the pressure on with the bats here in Bowling Green.
All right, fans, time for Hilltopper hit.
Here at Nick Dennis Field, still out there is Enrique Sierra for FIU. WKU will go 7, 8, 9. We'll see if one can reach base and break the trend of every odd ending or odd inning, starting with the 1-2-3 batters for the Hilltoppers, who would love to break that trend with a run on the board. They can take into the top half of this 9th inning and try to close it out after this, as Parker Coley will get things started 0 for 3 for the day with a strikeout in this one for the Louisiana native. Sierra retired all 3 last inning via strikeout, throwing up around 95 miles an hour with the heater. He brings the heat on the first pitch, chopped left side of the infield. What a throw from short to gun him down by Travella. And just like that, there's one retired. And the opposing shortstop for WKU, Manny Alberto, will stand in. We saw Reed Howard, the normal starting shortstop for WKU, come into pinch run last inning for Camden Ross. But Alberto remains out there in the field and at the plate. He's 1 for 3 so far today with a strikeout. Hilltoppers would like to see one of these bottom 3 in the order reach. As the first pitch misses outside from Sierra. What a job he did in that 7th inning. He gave up a run in the process, walked the first batter he saw, gave up a single to Camden Ross, then a double to Lane Arroyos to bring Austin Haller home, but with 2 runners in scoring position and nobody out, he struck out 3 in a row. And now fires that one in for strike 2 of this at bat. All 3 strikeouts swinging.
Alberto up there with a 1-2 count, and Sierra firing.
And he'll get a swinging miss here. Fired over to first for strikeout number 4. As the Hilltoppers are going to go to a pinch hitter in this spot with Hayden Nazarenas, who will step in, the left-handed junior from Missouri, transfer from Crowder College.
Batting .259 coming into this at-bat. He's played in 12 games, started 7. He has 7 base hits and 27 at-bats. 1 homer and 2 runs batted in.
He hits this one deep into center field. Will it stay in the ballpark? It does. Back to the warning track and cleared straight into the glove of Cole Cleveland. So once again in the bottom of the 9th, WKU will get things started 1-2-3 with the bats. But before we get there, FIU gets another crack at it. They'll go 1-2-3 to get it started in the top of the 9th. It'll be a fun one on the way after this. Side of baseball game, all squared up going into the top of the 9th inning. Both teams We'll get to start where we started. 1, 2, 3, they'll go in the order. Cooper Rasmussen to lead things off for FIU. He's 2 for 4 with a 2-run homer to his credit in this one. Has scored twice in this ball game. The extra 2 added on in the 5th inning after he came across to score the first run of the ball game off a triple from Andrew Ildefonso, who stands on deck behind him. WKU with the latest 2 runs in this game, one in the bottom of the 5th, another in the bottom of the 7th to tie this thing up. As Rasmussen stands in against Nathan Lawson, still in for WKU, 2 strikeouts last inning, and gets a strike to start this one. Took him 29 pitches to get through that inning, Mike.
Wow. Well, he made it, but Rasmussen 2 for 4 is ever dangerous in the leadoff spot.
Now look at that one. Doesn't get the call. 1 ball, 1 strike after the off speed from Lawson. Fisher in the 3rd spot in the heart of that lineup. That ball is hit well into center field, but going to stay in the ballpark on a cool, crisp night here in Bowling Green as Coley is able to track it and clear it.
Now batting the right fielder, number 30.
2 straight that we've seen going back to the end of the 8th, and then to start this one, hit pretty well into center field. You put
really well
a ball hit like that into one of those corners, and it's out of this ballpark.
Yeah, or down the lines. Either way, you're right. Same as the corners.
So it'll bring Ildefonso up 2 for 3 with a walk. He's scored once and brought 1 home as well on that triple in the 1st. Came home to score shortly after for the 2nd run of the ball game. Drew a walk in the 7th, but was stranded at 2nd. Get a 1-1 count as that one misses outside. Came in hitting .289 on the season. 1 shy of the team lead in RBI now with 19. 1-1 is flared into right field, falling down, but hopping back up to make the play is Stewart. And the Panthers have 2 away with nobody on, as Lawson is going to try to go 3 up, 3 down against the top 3 in this lineup.
I think Stewart had his spikes catching the turf, and that caused him almost to lose the ball.
What a great recovery it was, though, to hop back up. As Samuel Fisher steps in, 0 for 3 with an RBI in the 1st on a ground out to 3rd. He'll walk in his last trip up in the 7th. Officially 0 for 17 over the last 4 games and 8 innings, but what a time to change it. FIU needing a base runner with 2 outs in the top of the 9th. Looks that one off, and the count is 2 balls, no strikes. Came into this series leading FIU with a .317 average. Like so that one all the way, and it's 2 balls, 1 strike. Aiden Kohal has taken that crown from him. He stands on deck. Hitting .327 on the season. Big swing, big miss, and the count is evened up at 2 apiece. Can Lawson pick up strikeout number 3 in his 2 innings of work and send the ball back to his bats to try to close this one out in the bottom of the 9th. Here comes the 2-2. Hit left side and through. Fisher breaks the dry spell. Rounds for a moment but holds up. And the Panthers have one on the base pads with 2 away here in the top of the 9th. Nice piece of hitting that time by Fisher.
It really was.
To ground it down the opposite side. That's not an easy thing to do.
It's not easy to do, and very important base hit. So Aiden Kohal now up, the cleanup man. Top of the 9th with a runner on first and 2 down.
0 for 3 today. Drew a walk in the 6th. Grounded out, struck out, flown out. Every way that you can do it so far, he's done it. The DH spot today. Fisher over at first. Count even at 1 apiece. Trivella. Shortstop standing on deck. Panthers now 4 for 15 today with runners on base. WKU 5 for 20. With all the opportunities both teams have had, just 4 runs on the board for each side. Somebody's going to have to break through late in this one.
This one will go down to the wire one way or another. I believe you're right.
One ball, 2 strikes. Lawson deals. Tipped. And we'll do it again. Fisher takes his lead from first. Here comes the pitch. Going away. 2 balls, 2 strikes, up to 45 pitches now for Lawson out of the pen. He's thrown as many as 62 this year against Southeast Missouri. 2-2 line right back at him. Don't know if it clipped the face or not. Diving effort. Did they get the out? They do! What a play from Alberto, coming over from short to grab it. As one way or another, Lawson able to get the final out of the inning.
Requested on
I
that.
think they're going to take another look at it. We'll get you the result once we come back. As it stands, we're headed to the bottom of the 9th, tied up at 4 apiece in Bowling Green. Answer as to whether or not we were headed to the bottom of the 9th or not when we came back. Technically that will be true, just not quite yet, as they're still taking a look at that play at second base from before the break on a ball that was hit right back at the pitcher Nathan Lawson, who was just barely able to get out of the way of it. You see the dive there. Don't need to make the tag on the runner. The question is whether or not the glove with the ball either makes the tag or gets to second base in time, and it does. Taking a look at it there in slow motion, and that will officially bring the top of the 9th to a close. What a job by Nathan Lawson against the top of the order against FIU. Gives up just 1 base runner but gets out of trouble. And now when we come back, it will officially be the bottom of the 9th in a 4-4 ball game at Nick Dennis Field. We'll once again go 1, 2, 3 every odd number inning. They've done it so far tonight. It'll look a little different here in the top of the 9th as Camden Ross, who was in that 2 spot in the lineup, came out for Reed Howard to pinch run in his place. Ian Wynn came in to catch in place of Camden. It looks like he will still bat second in this inning, so he stands on deck in a 4-4 ball game. The Hilltoppers looking for their second clutch walk-off win on this field in the span of just over a week. They went 10 innings against Indiana State last Friday. Parker Coley was the one to walk that one off with a single to right.
So Austin Haller let 2 for 3 tonight, 2 singles and a walk.
And he takes a big swing at the first pitch of this at bat for strike 1.
Enrique Sierra on the mound.
This ball is hit with a fade out to left field. It's going to stay well in the ballpark and tracked down by Luca Reyes for out number 1. That looked like my driver just slicing and slicing until it was tracked down. You didn't have to laugh at that, Mike. I take that as you'll give me some lessons tomorrow.
Well, I wouldn't help you at all, but thanks for the opportunity.
But it brings Ian Wynn up to the plate. His first at bat of the night. Got the start at catcher for WKU last night as Ross was DHing. 9 for 39 at the plate this season for the California native. 2 extra base hits, both doubles. Now has a 1-1 count with 1 away, and the base is empty here in the bottom of the 9th. Pitch on its way. That one popped way up in the air. Moonshot that's going to stay in play, just foul to side first base, and another one reeled in. Brings us to 2 outs for Lane Arroyos. He's the reason this game is tied. Brought one in on a double his last time up. His second RBI double of the ball game. 1 in the 5th, 1 in the 7th. Up to 24 RBI on the season. 2 for 3 for the game with a walk as well. On an 8-game hitting streak. And stands up with the bases empty and 2 away here as he looks at strike 1.
Sierra on the mark with that fastball.
Here comes the 0-1. Fouled back and out. That win last Friday, the only game WKU has had go to extras this year. FIU had 2 of their last 3 before this series going to extras. But it looks like we're headed there once again. This ball flared shallow. Center field, and under it is the shortstop, Trivella. And we are headed for extra baseball. Tied up at 4 apiece through 9. Neither team content to let this one come to a close quite yet. WKU and FIU headed to the 10th after this. Get anything going with the top of their lineups. In the 9th inning, we'll see what the Heart can do. 5, 6, 7, it'll go for FIU with Mario Trivella leading things off for the Panthers against Nathan Lawson, the Kentucky native from Russell County High School, still out there for the Hilltoppers. 2 scoreless innings so far, giving up a couple of hits, struck out a couple along the way. 46 pitches so far. Again, his high on the season, 62 in his lone start of the year against Southeast Missouri.
Leading off the 10 for FIU.
So we'll see how long the Hilltoppers opt to leave him out there. We were talking during the break, Mike. I think if Coach Reardon has his way, it'll be the rest of this ball game, however long that is.
That's what it looks like. We'll see with Cole Hall up.
Trivella smacks that one back. He's 1 for 4 today with a single back in the 6th. I'd love to give him credit for Ildefonso's triple in the 1st. Can't quite do it. Both teams, 4 runs, 9 hits in this one. And that ball is squared up into left, but hit into the perfect spot.
Now that's what your driver needs to look like.
I mean, that ball was lined and short to Nazarenas, who was able to reel it in. That's one, some top spin as well.
That's right.
On a well-cut fairway, that would have really done me some good.
Yes, sir.
Next up, left fielder number 6, Lucas Reyes.
Lucas Reyes up. Struck out twice earlier in the game.
First pitch of this at bat up high to Reyes. Luca Reyes, originally from New Jersey, transferring in from Rowan College of South Jersey. As he's got a 1-1 count now, 2 for 4 tonight. The 2 outs have been strikeouts. 2 singles. As he chases that one low and finds himself down 1-2 in the count. Those singles, rare for Reyes, came in. 9 of his 16 hits on the season had been for extra bases. Still a shooting 50%. I think most would take that.
Yes, sir.
Here comes the 1-2, looked off. 2 balls, 2 strikes. With Cole Cleveland. The outfielder standing on deck for the Panthers with the bases empty, 1 away here in the top of the 10th inning. We're in extras. In the 2nd game of conference play. 2-2 dips to get the bat on it. Sliding effort to no avail from Acosta. Put as good of a run on it as I think you could.
Bounced off the brick wall out there. He's up and he's okay.
Just out of his reach. I think made as clean of a collision with that wall as you could.
Yeah, he's all right.
So we'll try the 2-2 again. Run full. 3 balls, 2 strikes to Reyes. Just 9 walks on the season, up to 32 strikeouts. That's by far the most for a Panthers team that's amongst the top in Conference USA. But here, able to flip the script and draw the walk. And he's excited about it as he looks to his bench to try to fire his guys up. He'll trot over to first to give the Panthers a base runner with 1 away in the top of the 10th inning for Cole Cleveland. The center fielder 0 for 3 today. He's drawn a walk of his own back in the 4th inning. And time is called. Doesn't look like we'll see a change here, Mike.
I think you're right. I don't think Brett Nedendorf, our pitching coach, really is going to make any changes. It'll be up to when Mark Reardon goes out there. That'll be the tip-off. It'll be a change.
Lawson now with 33 strikes, 22 balls. At the first walk that he's had against 2 strikeouts, a couple of hits. He's gone 2 1/3 scoreless so far. 5th pitcher out there for WKU after Aaron Robertson got the start when 3 innings, gave up 2 runs. Jude Favela in 2 2/3 gave up 2 runs. And that's been it the last 3 out there for WKU, if combined for 4 scoreless. As Cleveland stands in with 1 on and 1 away. Catcher Rivera on deck. In the top of the 10th. Big swing and a miss. Cleveland just 9 hits on the season. Grounds this one right side, throw to second for 1, throw to first, not in time, had a shot at it. But the throw from Alberto just late as Cleveland was able to beat it out. And the Panthers keep the inning alive. It was clean execution. I think that was just good base running by Cleveland.
Good base running. He was picking them up and laying them down to get to first.
So Aris Rivera will come up. He's reached once, was hit by a pitch back in the 8th. Flown out twice, struck out once. He's got the speedy Cleveland at first with 2 away in the top of the 10th. This ball is blooped. It'll stay in the infield, and stepping on second for the force out is Alberto. And that will bring the top half of our first extra inning to a close. WKU trying to make it the first and last extra inning of this one. Hilltoppers come up with the bats. 4, 5, 6 they go after this. WKU out with the bats to try to make something happen in the bottom of the 10th and bring this game to a close. Enrique Sierra out for inning number 4 for the Panthers of FIU. Just 2 hits, given up 1 run. It was earned in the 7th inning of this ball game to tie us up at 4 apiece. He struck out 4 along the way. He'll face Kyle Hayes up first for WKU. Hayden Robbins stands to pinch hit in the 5-hole on deck. Then J.P. Acosta, the 3 due up in the inning for the Hilltoppers. Either team has wanted to budge in this one. After a 15-4 run rule win in the opening game of the series for WKU last night, that tells you everything you need to know about this conference.
That's right, and this game is pretty even. FIU with 4 runs and 10 hits in 10 innings. Hilltoppers 4 runs and 9 hits in 9 at-bats. So Kyle Hayes leading off, 1 for 4 on the night.
Hayes went yard for one of his 5 RBI last night. He's got 1 tonight in the 3rd inning. A bases loaded single. Takes half a swing at that first pitch, and he's down 0-1.
You say half swing, I said weak swing. So it's still the same. Still the same.
0-1 looked at all the way, gets away. As we've seen now is Sierra's been out there a bit more. He's tried to go to that off-speed a tad, rather than firing in that 94-mile-an-hour fastball over and over. That one clocks in just under 90 miles an hour, but it's off the plate, 2 balls, 1 strike. Looked at again, just about the same spot, and the result's the same. Make it 3 balls, 1 strike. Against Kyle Hayes. Big swing. He wanted to end that ball game with that one, Mike, but can't do it.
He sure did, but drew air.
Count runs full. Hayes in his 3rd year at WKU. Spent a season at Western Carolina, 1 at Florida Southwestern State, and 1 at FGCU. And fouls this one off. Found a play down the right side. Hit .363 with 10 homers for the Hilltoppers last year. Here comes the payoff, looked at all the way and draws the full count walk.
I'm not sure whether Hayes will be running or whether we'll have a pinch runner. We'll see for Hayes.
Would not be surprised if that was the case, as we already knew coming in we would see a pinch hitter in this spot for WKU, and Hayden Robbins, the junior from Richmond, Kentucky, who will step in.
Yeah, here's a pinch runner for Hayes coming in.
I think you were right to expect that to be the case. It'll be
Kiefer Tarnoki,
who will come in and run, the 5'10" junior outfielder from Sycamore, Illinois. As Robbins stands in, he's 3 for 12 at the plate this year, has drawn a couple walks as well. When you got 3 hits, 2 walks, and 5 runs, that's some pretty good math. So with Tarnoki at first, nobody out in the bottom of the 10th. It's Robbins that stands in, squares to bunt, drops it beautifully down the right side. He's going to be tagged, but does his job and advances the runner into scoring position with the patented Coach Raridan sacrifice.
That was what Hayden Robbins was up there to do, was
absolutely
move that base runner from first to second.
Squared it up perfectly down that first base line. And
Now batting third baseman number 4, J.P.
I know he's got no complaints despite the tag, as J.P. Acosta comes up for the 5th time in this one. Officially 1 for 3, singled in the 2nd inning, and his first trip up is also reached. He was hit by a pitch in the 6th.
Automatic base on balls. They're going to walk Acosta.
Interesting.
Set up a double play ball and get rid of a hitter that was dangerous.
Parker Coley.
Well, and what does that say to one Parker Coley, who now stands in, as we talked about earlier, was limited in the first part of the season. Now has stepped into center field for the Hilltoppers. 6 RBI on 8 hits on the season, and a golden opportunity with 2 on here with 1 away in extras as he fouls off the first. In extra innings, they intentionally walk the guy in front of you to put 2 on base. How does the Louisiana native respond? That one is popped up. Shallow right field, and it is fielded cleanly. Throw comes into second to hold everybody. That was a nice job tracking that one by Ildefonso. And for now, the gamble pays off for FIU as Coley flies out to right. And it'll be Manny Alberto, thrust into the shortstop spot with the injury to Reed Howard.
Alberto.
who has been excellent in the field for WKU. He's had hits in both games of this series, 1 for 4 tonight, but with a couple of strikeouts. 4 for 15 at the plate this season. Yet to drive home a run. What a time it would be to get your first.
That would be pretty sweet.
He swings at the first pitch of this at bat. It's going to go foul down the left side, out of play. Transfer from Three Rivers Community College, originally from Aurora, Ontario, Canada. Imagine recalling your first D1 RBI, and it's in a spot like this. He's got an 0-1 count. Tarnoki is the lead runner at second. Pitch looked at all the way low, and the count is even up at 1 apiece. Key for Tarnoki, the runner at second. J.P. Acosta intentionally walked to first. 1-1 count to Alberto. The pitch looked at low, tad inside. It's 2 balls, 1 strike. There is some action in the FIU bullpen. We'll see if it matters. Alberto looking to make sure it doesn't. With a 2-1 count, 2 on and 2 away. Swings, fires it up the middle. It's down. They're going to wave Tarnoki home. The throw, not there. Hilltoppers walk it off. The first WKU RBI for Manny Alberto. Mark it in stone. It's in extras for a winner.
The Hilltoppers win in extras, as you said. Final numbers, 5 runs, 10 hits. None better than the last one that was an RBI for Alberto. And no errors for FIU, 4 runs, 10 hits, and no errors.
Alberto, the redshirt junior transfer from Three Rivers Community College, steps in, forced into the starting lineup due to injury in this series. Came in, got a double last night, clears the field extremely well at short, and walks it off as the hero tonight for WKU. They take the opener in this series by run rule. It takes an extra inning to get the job done tonight.
And Nathan Lawson gets the win in relief,
He
I
does.
believe.
The Kentucky native who had some extended work as we take another look at Alberto after the fact. All he could do was watch for the play at home, and boy, how about that celebration as the Hilltoppers move to 2-0 in Conference USA play. FIU 0-2. The Hilltoppers trying to get their sweep back from last year. WKU coming back from a 2-0 early deficit, down 2-0 after 1. It was tied up at 2 through 3. FIU made it 4-2 top of the 5th. Hilltoppers answered with 1 in the bottom of that inning, 1 in the bottom of the 7th. It held there at 4-4 until Alberto was the one to break through with the winning hit for WKU. Tarnoki, the pinch runner, the one to bring it home. And the Hilltoppers move to 11-8 overall on the season. Austin Holler, Camden Ross, Lane Arroyos, and Manny Alberto, all with multi-hit games for the Hilltoppers, Mike, who go through 5 different pitchers in this game. But as you noted, Nathan Lawson is the one to come in and seal the deal. He goes 3 innings in relief for WKU to move to 2-0 on the season. 3 scoreless innings on just 2 hits with a couple of strikeouts and 1 walk along the way. The Hilltoppers picking up not just their 11th win overall on the season, but their 11th win on this field. FIU falling to 1-6 on the road, 7-13 overall.
Enrique Sierra, the hard luck loser on this ball game tonight for FIU.
What a job he did in relief, going 3 2/3, but couldn't get it to a full 4 as WKU takes it 5-4 on the walk-off here tonight. For my partner, Mike Reynolds, for our entire ESPN Plus crew, I'm Tyler Eaton. Thank you for joining us for this presentation of Conference USA Baseball on ESPN Plus.